Hey, Kelly, let me know if that stream comes up. Or, Doc, let me know if the stream comes up.
Yep, we got it.
It's up. Forget about it.
What do you think is going to happen?
What's that?
What do you think is going to happen with all these tariffs?
I have no idea. I don't even know which ones are on or not. I feel so bad for that old guy.
Oh, yeah, he's screwed.
They're smelling blood in the water. And his insurance company sounds like, you know.
If he's 81, he's got an $800,000 house.
Yep.
Let's say he sells the house and they take $200,000. The guy's still has $600,000 to find someplace to live.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying he's going to be out in the street, but my God, you have a little better coverage when you have assets like that.
Yeah, of course.
All right, Bill's got a quick comment on that. I'm going to go to that really fast. By the way, this hour brought to you by waterpros.net, the best for less. Paul the Waterman, he's the man. You know, he came out and gave us a bid on a water softener. I think it was about a year ago, might be a year and a half ago. We got 3 other bids. He was half the price. Half the price. The system has been flawless. We absolutely love it. It came in at about, I think we spent $3,500 on it. Everybody else was anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000. He's got a system right now that's absolutely unbelievable. Not only is it a water softener, but it gets rid of all the forever chemicals in the entire house. And he's going to throw in a point of use at the kitchen sink, a reverse osmosis system, all for under $4,000. Waterpros.net. Give him a call. It's a great deal. Waterpros.net. Now, I'm going to go to this comment. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's one of the most important things in the world to have the right coverage. But, Bill, what's your comment on the Danny issue?
Yeah, my comment. I've been a real estate broker 35 years. My grandfather was an attorney. He had a client that was wiped out financially because he had a lot of assets. He was sued. And so he went out, that's what he did, is he started calling up all his clients, started setting up irrevocable trusts, which my understanding was it hid their assets with respect to the person that owned them did not own them, the trust owned them. And therefore it would shelter them from that type of stuff. And so that's just what, I mean, my goodness. And as you get older, you're more prone to stuff. And they just start throwing it at you. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're defending yourself. You're paying a lot of money to do that, a lot of energy.
Oh, goodness.
And the stuff can be gone. So that's just my comment. I don't know if this guy's looked into that. I don't know what kind of help that could have been.
Well, it's too late
Yeah.
for him. There's a look back period on it. It's interesting you said that. That is one of the way to shield your money. One of the problems with it is, and that's not for everybody, but, you know, whoever you leave it to, it's irrevocable. In other words, if you get mad at that child or spouse or something happens, it's done. It's locked in. I mean, you can't even touch it. I
think you can be the executor too.
If it's irrevocable, if you have access to it, then it's part of your asset. In other words, then you're not going to be able to hide it. If it's in someone else's name. Say that again?
It's revocable then. Not irrevocable. It's revocable.
If it's revocable, they can go after that. I wouldn't even mind getting one of our experts on to talk about it. Mackenzie, that's an interesting question. There definitely is ways. In fact, keep listening, Bill. I'm going to get him on. And I know there's ways to do it, but I know there's a look back period, and I'm pretty sure it has to be irrevocable in order for no one to go after it because it's no longer yours. If it's still yours, it's not going to be an irrevocable trust because it's yours. But I will get on Dan McKenzie because that's interesting. But the other thing about this is it's so, and Bill, or I'm sorry, Evan, I'll go to you in a second, but it is so important. And once again, I don't want to beat a dead horse on this deal, but if you have assets, people will come after them. That's why you should have insurance up to your assets or up to a reasonable amount of them. Think about the average price of a car right now. You can't buy a new car for $15,000. You know how many people in Colorado have this? $25,000 for bodily injury, okay, liability, and $15,000 for property damage. So you run into somebody with a newer Mercedes. Hell, you run into anybody with a newer Ford Taurus if they still make them. You could run into anybody with a new car, and you're not even going to be able to have the coverage to pay for their car. If you ran into, Doc's car, you might have a $40,000 bill and only $15,000 in coverage. And then if he's injured in it, if Doc gets injured, $25,000 for bodily injury. My God, like a CAT scan, an MRI, an ambulance, and an emergency room visit, you're at $50,000 without even blinking.
Hey, Mark, does an umbrella cover this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important to have the right coverage. I swear to God, people, look into it if you have the asset stock. With an umbrella, though, umbrellas you can't just go out and buy when you have the state minimal. An umbrella is $250 to $500. So you have to have $250,000 in liability insurance per person, $500,000 per accident. Then you can get an umbrella that would kick in if it goes over that. But if you have state minimum, no one would give you an umbrella.
I didn't realize that because
the gap coverage would be massive. The person couldn't afford the gap coverage.
Got it.
It would be crazy. And then, folks, the other one really quick, and I just want to harp on this. The other one people never seem to get is underinsured, okay? Underinsured coverage for yourself. Or no insurance coverage for yourself. So someone hits you, they only have $25,000, or they have no insurance whatsoever. That coverage is for you. That's for you. You'll go out and cover liability for other people. Start thinking about yourself. Thinking of some kid T-bones you and you can't walk again, and he's got minimal insurance. My God, you're going to end up with $25,000 and you can't walk for the rest of your life, or you got a traumatic brain injury or something happened and you only get $25,000. You buy that coverage for yourself. That way your own insurance kicks in to cover the difference between what that person at fault had and 500,000 or $1 million or 2 million or whatever your coverage is. So you actually have money to live on when your life changes. Don't just think of the liability part. You want to cover for that so people don't take your house, but you also want to be insured if someone creates chaos in your life and you can't work for a while. Because most people in Colorado have minimal coverage. Or honestly, there's a lot of people in Colorado with zero insurance. Hey, really quick, Evan, you're going to be next. But what is the issue so I can think about it during the break?
I don't even know if I need a lawyer. I just need help. I just need told if I need a lawyer.
All right, fair enough. Hold tight. Is it got to do with a car accident or what?
No, we just bought a truck.
Got it.
Yeah. So
is it a piece of crap? Did you buy a piece of crap?
It's a piece of crap.
All right, hold on. 303-713-8255. We're going to have three lines open. 303 Martino. Give me a call.
One issue with car service, I thought it was a Uber or Lyft problem.
I don't know what it is. Hey, YouTubers, sorry about that. I thought Tom was bringing it up. Then I brought it up, but I didn't bring it all the way up.
You know what? I'm amazed at the chat. It is such... You would think this is all junior high school people talking on the chat line.
We all act that way.
What?
I said we all act that way on chat.
But it's just such drivel.
The Art of Granite. Mitch Fleury is the owner. In fact, I just saw Mitch at the Avalanche game. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. We had a great time. He is such a good guy. You know, he came over to this country with only $300 from Romania in his pocket. His fabrication of just hard surfaces, quartz, granite, everything is so beautiful. We used them in the kitchen, 2 bathrooms. No, I'm sorry, 3 bathrooms now. We redid our master bathroom, and we used them in the laundry room. They've got a line of cabinets, but you want to create that brand new kitchen. Right now, you can get the bathroom for free, and his pricing's unbelievable. In fact, go to theartofgranite.com, call him up, send him a few pictures. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. You're going to love him. Get that free kitchen now, theartofgranite.com. Shannon, can you hear me? Shannon. Hey, was that fair, that 125 on that? I didn't want to bill them twice. Okay, good. Oh, that's what I tell her to tell everybody. Probably. Mortgage payment. Oh, hold on. Check's in the mail. Ooh. And then we'll knock out 4 more in another week or 2. Oh, my God. You know yeah, trust me. I'd have to go to my nut doctor really quick, see if anything grew back.
Something leaked out, yeah.
So, I was so traumatized after that procedure, I never went back to get checked. I figured it hurt long enough that there's no way that shit's working, so.
I had mine done at the same time as a inguinal hernia, so
my snip.
So that deal just blended right in.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the dentist?
Well, sort of. Different orifice.
So you guys were talking about the, actually, hold on. I'm not going to have time to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do it on air or not. Just when I thought Frontier was about as cheap as they can get. I mean, they charge for everything. In fact, 2 people, if you don't pick out seats and pay for them now, the chances of sitting next to each other are 0. But they just did on their brand new Airbus 320 something that's, it's crazy. Did you guys read about it?
What? You have to pay for air, right?
Standing room.
Oh.
Standing room.
I heard that you have to pay to get the vents actually open.
The vents open. That's funny. It wouldn't shock me.
It was April Fool's.
They give you, if you're ever on there, they try to sell you the bottled water, Or if you want the free water, they give you 4 tablespoons in a Dixie cup and call it good.
I saw a good one where they were nickel and diming passengers for different stuff, and this guy's swiping his card trying to recline his seat, and the stewardess comes up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, the gentleman behind you paid more to not have you recline." Darn it.
Mark, I think the standing room only was an April Fool's joke.
Doc.
Oh.
God, sometimes I just...
Come on.
God.
Let it go.
Oh. I am so depressed now. Doc.
I'm sorry. What did I do?
No one on air heard it, though.
No.
Just YouTube people. God, I'd have them going, too. It's one of the best things. They were saying they use roller coaster bars that come down, and there's knee pads. It sucked me in. I was like, huh.
Was that the airline that proposed the double-decker seats?
No, back in the day they had those, though.
No, I'm talking about the...
Like one on top in the same cabin.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if they did.
Certainly save money setting up the bathroom.
Kelly, I saw that on a...
Only dwarfs on the
post.
bottom.
Yep. Oh, here we come. Coming back.
Thank you. All right, 303-713-8255. A lot of comments on that insurance. We'll probably touch base on that a little throughout the show. It's so important.
You're right about
and I hope that guy doesn't lose his house. But I need to go back to Evan. Hey, Evan, where'd you buy this truck? Was it from an individual or a dealership?
From a used car dealership.
And what kind of vehicle is it?
It's a Chevy 2017 1500.
27.
So it's a pickup, a 1500, and I'm sorry, a Chevy 1500, right?
Yeah.
And what's going on with it? Let's start there. When did you buy it? How long ago?
I bought it in October.
Got it. Keep going real quick.
And
does it run right now?
I guess. No, it's been in the shop since the beginning of February.
Oh my God! Does it have? Does it? Did you buy it with a aftermarket warranty or a warranty? Real quick.
It's a service plan.
A service plan. Okay, hold tight. Hopefully we can help her out. I don't know what car dealer it is, but we're all going to find out after the break. Tom, you hold on, and Jeremy as well.
Hello?
Yeah, so I was reading that Frontier thing. Now I got to pull it up.
Hello, Tom Martino Show.
Frontier Airlines standing room.
I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't mean to...
It sucked me in like you couldn't believe it. They called it vertical class. Frontier Airlines introduces vertical class, the first ever standing room fares. And they start at $9.
Feel really bad.
Which is really cool.
What phone are you using?
And I'm sitting here reading $9. What I was thinking about is as we're getting on the plane and we actually bought a seat, and let's say we splurged and spent the $50 to sit in the front seats. If you've got to walk by the standing room people, or maybe the standing room people are in the back, that'd be the best thing. Because I wouldn't want to walk by people looking at me like, you bastard, you have a seat. Because that would really suck. But they went on in this article, and it was unbelievable. Of course, this computer from hell here is blowing up. So now I'm going to try it one more time. Upgraded points, vertical class, here it is. Vertical class, reduced travel costs. Frontier Airlines has unveiled vertical class, the industry's first ever standing room fare. The concept aims to offer passengers of any price point options to stand for the duration of their flight in exchange for ultra low fees for just $9. Currently, the product is pending FAA approval. It will revolutionize the way people think about travel. Frontier, known for their airlines, blah, blah, blah. This will give the Airbus 320s 40% more passenger rooms on each flight, passing on the savings to travelers. It will make airfare accessible to everybody, even the poor, by allowing passengers to stand. Now listen, Everything's got to fit in your pocket. There's no personal items. And then for a few extra bucks, you can get knee pads. And they use like a roller coaster thing. I actually got sucked into this today, not thinking. I had so much going on yesterday, Doc, not thinking that it was freaking April Fool's yesterday. It's probably the first time in a long time I haven't gotten Tom on anything. I'm going to grab coffee. You want anything, Doc?
No, I'm good, thanks.
It's up there. The most insidious activists live, certainly on this floor. I mean, because obviously the FMs are, you know, Brett Saunders is just one of the worst, but everybody knows it going in. When it comes to being conservative, liberal, whatever, but man, that's a pretty rough newsroom. And I love Brett, but every time we have him on KOA, he kind of acts up a bit because he thinks he's sticking it to every conservative in the state that still listens to KOA. And I'm like, dude.
Nobody listens to KOA that's a conservative.
Well, of the listeners, well, how do I phrase this? We probably have some of the last conservative listeners besides 760 and KNUS, KLZ. I mean, the obvious ones, but it's still a big station that sucks a lot of people in. But I'm like, dude, you're barking up the wrong tree here. This isn't, especially when he gets in the room with the morning show. I'm like, you're probably more conservative than the host. Take it easy. Oh, crap.
Crap what?
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to help you out. We're here to solve your problems, answer your questions, take complaints. We have a list of experts at referrallist.com that are always willing to hop in the weeds with us and try to figure out how to either get your money back or help you from losing money in the first place. We talked a little about insurance the first hour. We're going to touch base on that as well. And someone actually called up and said, I wonder if the guy put everything in an irrevocable trust, if he'd be actually covered. So we're going to reach out to Dan McKenzie later on and talk about hiding assets. And it's not really hiding them, but protecting assets, asset protection. And he specializes in that as well. So we're going to have that coming up. But right now, I'm going to go back to Evan. She bought a 2017 Chevy 1500, bought it in October. You know, we're in April now, and that vehicle's in the shop. Hey, by the way, I'm sorry. We do have some lines open. I'd love to hear from you. Any questions? Maybe Tom was on hold with the scam, but he had to drop off. But you name it, we want to help. Deputy Doc's ready to jump on something. 303-713-8255, 303-713-8255, or 303-Martino. So Evan, you said that you bought it in October from a used car dealer, and now it's in the shop. How many months of use, if any, did you get out of it?
Okay, so do you want like the math? It's been in the shop 4 times.
What is it in for?
At first, it was just like the check engine light came on. A week later, we had to take it back, and then it was in the shop for all of December for the lifters.
Oh, my God. They actually had to tear into the engine?
Yeah, so now it needs a whole new engine because it has not been fixed yet because we've been fighting with the service contract company.
Are they saying that it's a precondition? I mean, why are they fighting with you? What is the warranty company saying?
This is why I think I need a lawyer. They said that it's because it has aftermarket tires on it and a 3-inch lift. We bought it with that.
Well, Evan, it's so funny you're arguing with that warranty company. You bought a car from a dealer that sold you a warranty that is no good on the vehicle they sold you. Did you, or wait, I want to make sure that's correct. Did they sell you that warranty, or did you go out and buy that warranty?
No, they sold me the warranty, and not only that, when it was in the shop all of December, the warranty company told my mechanic not to file the claim because it was it was the dealership's fault. And so I went in and I said, okay, I want to cancel this service contract, and the dealership was like, no, let me get my rep on the phone and explain it to you. They're going to cover it, blah, blah, blah. So I tried to cancel the service contract. They convinced me not to. And just now, like I'm talking yesterday, I found out all of our claims have been denied because of this lift and this.
Yeah. And I promise you, what is the name of the warranty company?
It's called IntelliDrive Vehicle Service Dealer Loyalty Protection.
See, okay. I'm going to do a little research on that, but here's the bottom line. In that agreement, in that service contract, it does say exactly what you're talking about. It's saying, especially a lift. Honestly, a lift is a pretty big modification. If the tires were basically pretty close to the same size, I would argue that all day for you. And I'd say, yeah, this service or this warranty company needs to stand up. But in a case where you actually have a lift on it, I agree with them. This should have never been sold. The dealer that sold it to you with that lift on it should have never sold you a warranty that is basically void. There's no use to it. How much did you pay for it?
$3,500.
Yeah, and I go another step. I go one more step on this. You probably wouldn't have purchased that vehicle if you couldn't get a warranty on it. Is that correct?
Yes, and I didn't know, and they only gave me the first page of the contract until I begged them to send me the whole contract, and finally they did.
Well,
they were like, normally we don't have to send that because you only need the first page.
Well, okay, they're full of crap. Who is it?
The dealership?
Yeah.
It's called Off-Road Automotive.
Off-Road, geez. Where are they?
In Fort Lupton.
Are you in Fort Lupton?
I'm not. I'm close.
Kelly, I want you to do me a favor. Try to get these guys on. Hold on. I'm trying to find their website real quick. I don't want to give the phone number out yet. I think, have you actually talked to them about getting out of this deal? I mean, what are they telling you right now? What are they telling you? The dealership. Forget about the warranty company. I don't think you're going to go. It's not the warranty company's fault.
The dealership, I talked to him like this morning, and he's like, oh, well, I called my guy yesterday. They're trying to get it figured out. They're trying to get that waived and sent to you and get it approved. But
so
another thing that I just...
Hold on a second. Is the vehicle still there, or is it a different shop?
It's at a different mechanic shop that they recommended we go to because they didn't have enough space, I guess, in their mechanic shop for it to be there.
But they're the ones that basically told you to go there or brought it there.
Yeah, and the mechanic he's obviously tried to be awesome, but when you're having to call this service contract every single day, I mean, it's been a shit show.
Shannon, I got it. We probably doubled it.
Did we ever figure out how much?
Go ahead, Doc. Say
How much did she pay for the car?
Yeah, how much did you pay for it? We know $3,500 on the contract. And you've got to watch, Evan. You got to watch the language.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead. So, how much for the vehicle?
The purchase price was $20,497.
Yeah, this is. Did you trade anything in, or was it just a finance deal?
We did. We traded in an older truck.
This sucks. So.
Yeah, at this point, I'd rather have the other one back.
Well, I get that, but before the trade-in, where were you at? In other words, you said it cost you $20,000. Is that truly? I mean, does that include your trade-in? Like, what was the actual amount for this vehicle?
Okay, I don't have all of that paperwork. It's actually in my car right now. But I'm pretty sure, and sorry if this is wrong, pretty sure it was listed at 24 or something, and then they gave us $8,000 for the truck, and then we bought the service contract. So I think our loan exactly is for like $17,000.
See, I don't think you should have ever. I think at this point, if they can't get it fixed, I mean, you're telling me they're still saying they're dealing with this company, but I don't know why this warranty company in a million years would pay for an engine, unless if this dealer sells like 1 million of their contracts a freaking year, and that's why they do it. I mean, really, they should have never sold you that contract on that vehicle. But once again, I go a step further, and I really do, Evan. And that step further is, I think they should undo the deal because you wouldn't have purchased it without that warranty. They totally misrepresented this entire deal to you, in my opinion. Give me the name of it again. I can't find them anywhere.
It's called Off-Road Automotive.
And it's in Fort Collins.
No, Fort Lupton.
Fort Lupton. That's why I'm screwing it up. Here we are right here. 4x4 off-road? No?
It's just called, it's literally when I look up off-road automotive.
I got it. Off-road automotive. I got it. It's like a kind of like a steel building barn looking thing.
Yeah, that's their old building, but yes, that's the picture on the website.
Hey, Kelly, who are you been dealing with there? Like what salesperson, what service person, who is it?
The person who runs the contract, his name is Jordan.
No, forget about who runs it, but that's who you've been dealing with is Jordan?
Yeah, because anyone else you talk to there has no idea about anything about the service contract. So,
all right, hold on. Let me get you on hold. Kelly, Off-Road Automotive, did you look them up as well? I'm going to put their phone number up. Jordan, she's saying Jordan's got something to do with the contracts. If he can come on, that's great. But really, this place looks small enough. I bet the owner's sitting in there, or at least a GM. Let's try to get the owner or GM or someone on with their opinion and what they're going to do on this. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't want to call them deadbeats, but this seems pretty simple if they can't get it covered. This woman hasn't had use of her vehicle now for quite a long time. It needs an engine, and they're saying they're trying to pressure the warranty company into doing it. I don't even know how they're going to do that, though. I mean, if I was a warranty company, I wouldn't cover that in a million years. They'd put a lift on it. I guarantee it says any off-road or any other parts that are on there, not meant to be on there, that change the vehicle, and a lift most certainly changes the vehicle. You're not going to have coverage. We're going to take a quick break. 303-713-8255. Two lines open. I want to hear from you. 303 Martino. DiscountBath.com. That name says it all. You can get your entire bathroom redone at a discount price. But don't let that scare you, and I'm being serious about that. You know, Chris and the guys down there are absolutely wonderful. They can help you design an entire new bathroom, meaning maybe you want to get rid of the tub and have more closet area, or move the shower somewhere else, or, you know, sinks in a different area. They can do whatever you can imagine, or they can help you imagine it, which I really like. Or they can come in and just do a quick conversion. They can turn that old tub shower into just a nice walk-in, low-threshold shower, or whatever you want, man. These guys can do it. And once again, I love the fact they do it at a discount price. You can also get a cool quote right over the internet with them. It's so simple. You go to discountbath.com. discountbath.com. Then you go down to the bottom right on their webpage. You hit a button. You basically take a quick video with your phone. You upload it. You kind of say, hey, give me some ideas, or whatever you're looking to have done. Maybe it's just that shower conversion. They're going to call you back, and they're going to get you an estimate just like that. Check them out at discountbath.com. That is discountbath.com. Joseph A. Lazara Legal, you know what he does. He's a criminal defense attorney. If you find yourself in a spot, maybe you had a DUI, maybe assault, domestic violence, altercation in a bar or at a grocery store, you name it, if you need help, he knows all the DAs, he knows all the people in the offices, all the judges. He's well respected. He can fight for you. He can get you the best deal if you are guilty. Write this number down. We've done the shopping for you. We've been talking about him for well over 15 years. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Did she move to the other line, Evan? I'm sorry? Got it. Hey, Kelly, who's our lemon law attorney? What's her name? She'd be great to get on as well. Raina. Standing room only. I still can't believe that. And I got suckered into it. Hey, it looks like it. Shannon, am I correct? She might have Jordan on about this? Good deal. Off-road automotive.
He's on.
Good job, Kelly. Oh, it's a sales manager. Is that Jordan? Is it one and the same?
Yep.
That's also the contract person?
Yep. Yes.
I love when businesses come on.
Well, Kelly was buttering up like a guy buttering up a chick at Cool River Cafe or something.
So does this guy think he won a radio prize?
Yeah, and is going to get lucky later.
He's going to get 2 tickets to the first Broncos game, home game.
And a rookie card signed by Elway.
3 of them. That is one way to get businesses on.
Be nice. I got this guy on. Be nice.
Okay, first of all, have I ever not been nice? Ever.
Wow.
Not just on the air, but in general.
No.
Thank you, Shannon. All right, 303-713-8255. Hey, Jordan's on. He's a sales manager at Off-Road Automotive, and I love when businesses come on. Jordan, I appreciate you coming on. So Evan called. She's just got a problem. It looks like you guys are trying to handle it, but I'm trying to get just a little more information on the situation. According to her, she bought the vehicle, a 2017 Chevy 1500, in October of 2024. There was some problems with it. You guys basically had the lifters done, and she got it back. But now, ultimately, she hasn't been in the vehicle for a while. It needs an entire engine. The warranty company, a $3,500 warranty, like Intella something or something along that line, they're claiming they're not going to cover it because the vehicle had a lift on it. In every aftermarket warranty I've ever seen, if something's dramatically changed like that, they generally, well, first of all, they always try to find any out. But if literally it has a lift on it, most of them would never cover anything like that. But it looks like you guys are trying to get them to do it. But let's say they don't fix it and stand up to it. Where is this going to leave her in this deal?
The whole story behind that was it went into the shop late October, early November for some lifter work. The warranty company paid out that claim and got it fixed. And then it had to go back into the shop. I'm not too for sure when. Apparently something messed up with the lifters again. But the warranty company should be reverting their denial because it's only a 3-inch lift.
Okay. So the argument is there's no way it caused the engine damage.
Right, that too. So I'm a little confused on why their inspector.
Well, I want to go back. I want to go back to that question, and that's basically what Evan said. She said you guys were communicating with her, as recently as yesterday, and basically said that you think it's going to be covered. I want to go back to this, though, if you don't mind. What is going to happen if they do decline it? That's what I'm more worried about.
Well, then it would have to, unfortunately, come out of someone's pocket. I mean, we're always try and make everything right for our customers so we could potentially look into trading her out of the vehicle or...
Yeah, we know that's generally... I'm not saying you guys would do her wrong like that, but we do know of dealerships where, something like this happens and they end up in even worse shape. But I'm not saying you guys would do that. Honestly, I don't think we've gotten many complaints on you guys over however long you've been in business. So, I don't think that's an issue. I would say this, and I'm curious from a sales manager's point, and as a consumer, because you buy stuff, I've always said, if I went out and bought a used vehicle and someone sold me a warranty on it, and then we find out the warranty is no good, generally the calls we get is pre-existing condition. That's the biggest one. The warranty company goes, oh, we're not going to do that transmission because it was there prior to you buying the warranty. I'm sure you've heard that a million times too. That's our number one call. We get the exact same call on cars that we're talking about now, but not nearly as much where there's been a modification. But I've always made this argument, and we have an attorney. Kelly, what is her name? Rena? So all she does, Jordan, well, she does a ton of lemon law, but all she does is deal with cars. But most of it's new cars and lemon law. But what's curious, and her and I have discussed it, I think, although it wasn't done on purpose in most cases, when something is sold with a warranty and people are not thinking that they're going to have to come $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 out of pocket because they have this warranty, I would argue she wouldn't. And I've asked Evan this on air, if she would have bought the vehicle if it didn't have some form of warranty. And she said, absolutely not. So I would say if it doesn't get handled by the warranty company, I would say, maybe she pays for some of the mileage usage she has, but she gets to pretty much undo the deal. Or maybe you guys step up and fix it. Or kind of like what you said, you guys kind of trade her out of it, but you do it in a very fair and honest way. Do you think you guys would handle that in one of those approaches?
Oh, definitely. We're not in the business of unwinding deals, so we want to find the right vehicle for her.
Excellent.
So,
do you really think you're going to get this warranty company to come through? Do you guys sell a lot of their paper?
Oh, yeah. No, this is my most used warranty company, and
so you got some arm twisting.
What was that?
You have some arm twisting to do with these guys.
Yeah, there's no reason for it to be denied because of the 3-inch lift, because they only deny claims if the surcharge for a 6-inch lift and above is not clicked. So there wouldn't be a reason for a 3-inch lift to be declined.
I haven't. What's the name of that warranty you sell? What's it called again?
It's a Dealer Loyalty Protection is the company.
Got it. So what's interesting, not from that company, but from other companies, we have actually had other warranty companies deny almost anything, transmissions, engines, repairs over $1,000, based upon just the tire size. Like literally on tire size. And we have helped fight and basically make them pay out. So we have definitely done that. I agree with you if it's only a 3-inch lift, but you're sure a 3-inch lift doesn't tax that motor more.
Oh, yeah. That's just some suspension work.
That's it.
And the previous claim was paid out, and it had the same lift on it. So there's no reason why this one wouldn't.
All right. When do you think you'll know what direction to go? Go ahead, Evan. Did you have a question?
The lifters haven't gotten fixed at all. Like the claim, there was a claim that got accepted and approved, but it was just for the lifters, and the mechanic was calling them every day, telling them, "Hey, it needs a new engine. How do I submit that?"
Yeah, Evan, or I'm sorry, Evan. I dig exactly what you're saying, but if you've been following the conversation, I've had you up. I get that. They went in, they wanted to try to fix it by the lifters. It was diagnosed. They probably got some approval to get the lifters done. They got it done, and kind of the issue was still there because more or less the whole time it needed an engine. But everybody there at Off-Road now, especially Jordan, knows what's going on. And if you heard everything we talked about, they're either going to get these people to fix it, they're either going to step up to the plate and fix it, or they're basically going to give you what you paid back towards another vehicle that you're happy with there. I mean, those are decent outcomes if you ask me for the circumstance you're in. Would you agree?
No, I agree 100%. I was also looking at it, and I guess I was just looking at it, but it also says something about like the odometer being off. And when we bought the truck, the Kelly Blue Box said that the odometer was off, and it's one of the things that it says it's not going to cover for that as well. So maybe. Well,
what would you cover on that? I mean, let's just say worst scenario, the odometer was rolled back. I mean, what do you mean covered on that? What does that mean? Like you want the odometer set it to correct?
No. For the same section where it says we're not going to cover a vehicle with these things, such as the lift and the aftermarket tires, it says we're not going to cover a vehicle that has an odometer that's not correct.
Yeah, but what does that mean? What's not correct? Jordan, do you know what's not correct about her odometer?
That looks like a shop made a typo back in 2021 or 2022.
But that hasn't come up from the warranty company at all, has it?
That's not a branded title or anything like that either. So
yeah. So Evan, I mean, if someone miskeyed something, I wouldn't worry about that. And let me explain that to somebody what he just said. Any shop out there, I mean, Jiffy Lube at this point probably does, but I know Goodyear, Firestone, Brakes Plus, all these people are point of sale. The point of sale systems literally talk to like Carfax. And when you do an oil change, it sends it up to Carfax. So when someone pulls a Carfax at some point, and I don't care if it's Kelly Blue Book or a dealer or whoever pulls that Carfax, they're going to see it. So if someone fat-fingered, one entry way back when, but then the rest of it all makes sense, none of that's going to affect anything we're talking about. So really what I want you to do, Evan, is simple as this. I want you to stay in contact with Jordan. Jordan, when do you think you'll hear something? The next couple days on the warranty stuff?
Definitely the next couple of days.
Okay.
The biggest thing I'm worried about is if the shop's trying to file for an entire engine, and it could be just the lifters. So if the first claim was never officially
But this is a shop you told her to send her to, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, Evan?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jordan, why don't you call? How about we give you a couple days to look into it? I mean, would you do that for us and then get back to her? Then Evan, give us a call back and let us know where it's at. I mean, can we all be on that same page? Is that good? Is everybody good with that?
Yeah, I'm just waiting on.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just needed advice.
Yeah, no, and Evan, I'm giving you advice right now, so I think we're in good shape. And let me do this real quick. Evan, I want you to stay on, but hey, Jordan, I really appreciate you coming on. Do me a favor and get involved to the point where you're a thorn in their ass and try to figure out how to get it paid or move forward with her, all right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Nope, I've been on top of it.
All right, thank you very much. And then, Evan, what I want you to do is, listen, give him a couple days and give us a call back and let us know what's going on. The guy seems like a good guy. Kelly's got him on hold right now, and I'll tell you this, since he's on hold, I want to do everything to try to rectify this quickly for you, so I'm not going to go ballistic over this, but if they're not going to do anything, and I really have a gut feeling they are going to come through on this, but if they don't want to do anything, I have another tactic I am very good at, but I think these guys are going to get it handled for you, okay? And then if they do want to buy you out of that vehicle, I want to see the paperwork on it to make sure it's fair.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. I got to put you on hold. I want your information. Kelly, get absolutely everything from her. Miles has got a question on a bridge loan. Miles, I'll tell you what. I've had them, and I've actually given them or written them. So hang tight. We'll figure exactly what's going on, but you're next. 303-713-8255. I'd love to hear from you. Got 2 lines open. 303 Martino. We're at help@troubleshooter.com. ZeroResDenver.com. These guys are carpet cleaners. They use a high alkaline, super soft, purified water. In fact, they call it ZR water. And you put that into combination with the guys that actually come in and clean your carpet. You're going to love it. The hot water extraction works great. You're not left with soap and emulsifiers and all that kind of grimy stuff. And the other nice part about what these guys do and how they do it, I mean, they really suck out all the dirt. And it dries a lot quicker, and you don't get that wicking back up through the padding days later, like you never got your carpets cleaned in the first place. It's great. They have that unique scrubbing technique. Now, listen, they also do tile and grout cleaning, granite cleaning. Everything is safe for the kids and the pets. They can do mattress cleaning, upholstery cleaning. They have a commercial division. If you have a building or a mall or something along those lines, these guys can come out and bid on it and do it, maybe a school or a daycare. They can do whatever you need done when it comes to cleaning surfaces. ZeroResDenver.com. They're great people. They got great specials. ZeroResDenver.com. Now let's talk about John Fuller. He was on the first hour. Not only is he our personal injury expert, but John also gets involved in the show all the time. He actually fills in for Tom and myself. And let me tell you this, he's a great guy. I personally used him twice. He's got the best advice. He walks you through the case. And both times that Suzanne and I used him, he got his maximum results. Every penny the at-fault person had an insurance we got. And once again, after we got the money, he went to the ambulance company, the hospital, everybody else, and negotiated the bills down to put more money in our pocket. John Fuller, Fuller Law. Put it in your phone, 303-597-4500. Call him with any personal injury questions, 303-597-4500. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. Is that a Beatles song? I think it is. Who is it? That's the name? Donovan. Who the hell's Donovan?
The guy who sings Mellow Yellow.
Well, who sings it, though?
Donovan,
is it the Beatles?
Donovan, you never heard of him?
Was he one of the Beatles?
No, he was
Was he part of the Monkees?
He was a hippie singer back in the 70s.
Quite rightly.
Let me see, Donovan. If I type in Donovan.
Theoretically, a song about smoking banana peels, but nah.
Hey, I heard back in the day when I was in high school, I'm pretty sure me and some buddies tried that. Wasn't that supposed to get you high?
What's that, Mark?
Smoking banana peels.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that? Why did people think that would get you high? I mean, that's a weird memory to have.
No, there was some sort of theory to that, yeah.
Do banana peels get you high? Have you ever heard of that, Doc?
Well, yeah.
No, but don't forget, I'm a little bit older than you. So
here's what it says. Listen to this.
References.
Oh, man, this all goes back to that stupid song, Mellow Yellow. I didn't know that, Shannon. Jesus, he does. I can't believe the crap he has in his brain. Not only did he... I say Mellow Yellow. He says Donovan. Then he says banana peels. And sure enough,
distracted by lots of flashing lights. I'm the idiot running the audio.
It's often associated with the 1966 songs. They contain a...
Don't run off, hang on.
Produce a high. See, it doesn't say if it's right or not, though. I don't know if that's true, man.
If smoking...
I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure me and Anthony sat down and smoked a bowl of banana peels, and it did nothing.
I remember smoking Kinnikinnick on a that might have been like a 5th grade school trip in the mountains.
What was the worst thing you ever got sucked into drug-wise?
I did crack once.
No, but I mean like you bought something and it was fake.
No, I think
Did you ever buy like fake acid?
A bag of oregano once or twice.
I went to South Street with some friends and someone took a popsicle stick, dipped it in Elmer's glue, then dipped it into a bag of oregano or something very similar.
You got tie stick, man.
And sold it as tie stick, and we came out of pocket for it. In fact, we were so injured by it, we did attempt to smoke it. Pretty much knowing what it was at that point.
Just going ahead and just trying it.
Once you're $40 out of pocket.
In a bit of a economic dip, I did snort no-dos once.
Snort no.
God, how desperate were you, Shannon?
I have not heard the no-dos forever.
That was rough.
Is Kelly on those lines?
No.
Man. I got
No dose is what? Just pure caffeine, right?
I got 3 lines. I'm telling Suzanne this. I got 3 lines.
And no Kelly.
And no Kelly and no information.
Huh.
Welcome
We're coming
to my
back.
life.
Stand by for more magic, Mark.
All right, 303-713-8255. We're going to have one line open in a minute. I know some people are on hold waiting to get up. I promise you guys will be first. But Miles has a question on a bridge loan. Hey, Miles, what is your exact question?
Hey, Mark. Thanks for taking my call. Actually, here's my situation. Is my parents need to go into assisted living facility. And in order to pay for that, I have to sell their property. Now, they have a ton of equity in their property.
Well, let's talk. Let's define a ton. What is a ton, sir?
What's that?
What is a ton of equity in your opinion?
Well, not a ton, but I mean, they've got about 800,000 in equity.
Oh, that's a ton. I agree with that. Yeah, that's what I was saying though. More what I was curious about is the loan to value. So
Is that a metric ton?
yeah, what is the loan to value? What's the house worth?
Well, the house is worth about $1 million, $1.1 million, $1.2 million.
Nice, nice. That's great.
They only owe about $200,000.
Now, explain to me why you need money or they need a loan in order to get into long-term care, I assume, is what you're looking at?
Yes.
And how much is a long-term care per individual?
Well, we found a place. It's about $8,000 to $9,000 a month.
For both of them?
For both of them, yeah.
That's pretty nice. Hey, I'm just curious because I'm going to have to start thinking about these kind of things. But, do they live in is it in an apartment at that kind of cost where they both live in the same unit, if you will?
Yeah, it's basically a one-bedroom apartment. So
nice.
You have a bedroom, then you have a sitting area, and you don't really have a kitchenette. But you've got a refrigerator and a sink and a microwave.
So the facilities has the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They have probably care, depending on where your parents are at, that maybe they get checked on once a day. Maybe they're checked on every few hours. And as they get older or in worse health, it just changes.
Yeah, well, my father is pretty advanced.
Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's?
No, it's with Parkinson's and Parkinson's dementia.
I had Suzanne's grandmother. We watched her. She actually lived pretty long, but man, Parkinson's, it's a nasty sucker, man. It is nasty. But keep going. So you need how much? I would assume that house would sell pretty quick. So I'm still trying to understand where the bridge loan.
Well, not necessarily. It's a very unique property. It's in Boulder. It's on 2 acres. It's a farmhouse. And the thing is, it's going to take me about 6 months to get that place properly ready to sell because they have barns that are just full of stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
And the house is full of stuff. And the
semi-hoarding situation, but it's mostly just stuff collected from a long life.
Yeah, from a long life. And plus, whenever you have a barn, and someone needs to store something for a month, they bring it over there.
How much are you thinking? So I'm looking at this in 2 ways. What would I personally do? And then I'm also looking at it as almost like a lender at a certain point. So
Right.
So how much are you trying to get right now?
Well,
6 months times 9,000, 9 times 6, 50, 60 grand?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And then what kind of interest? So there's a couple way to look at this. I mean, bridge loans are pretty high interest loans. It would be nothing to pay 10% on that. So, I mean, would that even bother you?
It depends. I mean, we have enough liquid assets for, a few months, maybe 3 months.
Okay.
But, like I said, it's going to take me about 6 months to get that property, properly ready to sell.
Mark, could they get a HELOC on their home?
No, I don't know what their income stance is, but it seems a lot to go. No matter what, you're going to have to go through closing. You're going to have to come out of pocket no matter what. So I'm trying to figure out for such a low amount, what would the actual amount be? You said you had 3 months. Or are you only looking for like 30,000?
Maybe another 3 months. Yeah, about 30,000.
Well, and you don't want to come out of pocket, or you can't come out of pocket, right?
I can't come out of pocket.
You don't want to do that. Well, I mean, I'll be honest, man.
But go ahead.
Well, I would do, and I'm talking me personally, and I'm not saying this because this is an awkward circumstance because, I'm on the radio and you're calling in for advice. But to give you an idea, if my typical people came to me and said, hey, do you want to do this? If you wanted 30,000, I would do a one-time fee of $5,000 on it, and I'd give you 30,000. I would make $5,000 on that, and I'd give you 9 months to pay it back, and I'd hold the deed of security. So, I mean, that's kind of a hard-nosed lender looking at it, but even if you got a HELOC or something, no matter what, with closing costs and interest, you could easily be about that amount there. So the other thing you can do is literally talk to this. See, this would cost a fortune, but it would get you out of it, but it doesn't make economic sense compared to a $5,000 a fee. So what you could do is get a reverse mortgage, and they would instantly have access to a lot of that. But then, I mean, you're paying all that money and doing all the qualifications and everything, and you might actually have to bring the home up if there's big problems with it to a certain amount. It's just not a good option. You know what I would like to do, though? Here's what I'd really, really like to do. I want to get John Clace up. You heard what I do. Let's ask a guy that literally lends money, traditional pass every which way. So I want you to hold on, Miles, all right? And we're going to get John Clace up, Kelly. And then Teresa's got a problem with AT&T Cellular. Keith's got an issue with the basement. Man, contractors, it's that time of year. Wait till we start getting the landscaping calls. But I'd want to finish up with Miles after the break if we can get Clace on real quick. We'll be right back.
So a $5,000 charge would be about a 15% interest rate, right?
It'd be more than that because it's only 9 months. Be about 20%.
But it doesn't seem like a lot.
It's not a lot. But if there wasn't $800,000 in equity, I wouldn't even consider it. It's going to cost me, out of that $5,000, it'll cost me probably $1,000 to make sure the equity's there and do the paperwork. To have an attorney draw up the entire deal. Listen, Vestera Investments, it's coming up this weekend. These guys have something going on with Martino. It's absolutely wonderful. And here's the bottom line. They're going to be talking about investing money with them and making 45% plus in annual returns, all based upon you holding the deed to the property. You know, you're backed by it. It's not magic money. It's a real deal, but it's this Saturday. I believe it's 10 a.m. I want you to go to VesteraTurnkey.com. Get registered now. It is limited seating, and we have been literally talking about it for 3 or 4 weeks. You're going to meet Tommy. You're going to meet Barry, and you can ask all the questions. If you listen to the show, you know what we're talking about, and if you don't, and you want to participate in huge money, huge returns each year, and they've been doing it a long time, you got to get signed up. Go to VesteraTurnkey.com.
So, Mark, why would a HELOC on their house not be an easy solution?
Well, first of all, time-wise, it could take a while. And then even with the HELOC, you got to qualify for that second loan. So they already have a mortgage based upon $300,000 or $400,000. I would assume their mortgage is $2,000 a month. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's evident they can't work. So I would assume the only income they have coming in is Social Security. So when you go through a bank for that HELOC, they're going to revalue the house and they're going to say, okay, you need to make X amount of money plus the property insurance, the taxes, and everything else. And what I worry about even more, once he said the condition of the house, stuff in the house. Right. At first he just said the barn, but he also, I think we have a hoarder situation. He's their kid, so he's not going to acknowledge it. But if you or I walked in there, we're going to be like, man, they've never thrown anything out. I don't mean trash. I mean, just stuff. So the biggest problem with that is lenders, when they send someone out, don't like any part of that.
Right. Okay. But he can make a couple of bucks. You know, if you have an old barn full of stuff.
Oh, easily.
People love to go through that.
Easily.
You know, the house, not so much. An old barn, if he puts out a, what do you call it, an estate sale.
See, and the you know, and me making $5,000 on it, I got, like I told you, you know, I'm paying an attorney at least $1,000 up than whatever it is to file the, with whatever, I don't even know what county the guy's in. I couldn't even tell that price, but say I'm in it for $1,500, that's only $3,500. I won't go over 9 months. And then here's the problem. People are like, oh, that's 20%. Yeah, it is 20%. But if I've got to foreclose and go through all that to get my there, all of a sudden it's ridiculous. That's why you got to make sure you're dealing with good people, even if you're making some money like that, because the last thing I want to do is have to foreclose on somebody. It's very expensive. It's a pain in the ass, and it just sucks to do. There's no reason to do it. So. And then that could be a little awkward. Tom and I were in a deal years ago, and we started thinking about foreclosure. And I was really pushing hard that we foreclose. It was on a couple things in like a group, but same people. And ultimately, we didn't have to do it, but we were both thinking how awkward it would be when they start calling up on the air going, you're foreclosing on these poor people. Right. Because, I mean, it's not going to look good no matter what. No matter what, it's not going to look good. We could be 1 million times in the right. But something on this I feel so comfortable with because it's only $30,000, and there's no reason this kid wouldn't get it handled for his parents and get it done, Miles. And his kid has the same name as mine, so that's good. Oh, my God, I didn't realize Val Kilmer was only 65. I knew he died, but I thought he was, like, in his 80s. Is he the guy one of the kids videoed just flat drunk on the floor? All right, 303-713-8255. 303-713-8255. Hey, listen, John Clace, partneranlending.com. John, if I got to keep you over the break, I will, but we got a caller, Miles. Bottom line is this. His parents have $800,000 in equity. The home's worth about 1112. They're going to sell the home. That's the ultimate goal, to sell it in 6 months. It's going to take them 6 months to sell it because it's got a lot of barns and garages, and it's just got a lot of stuff. The parents are in the 80s. They're moving into an assisted living facility. He needs $30,000 for the next 6 months to basically pay the assisted living facility while they're getting the house ready to sell. I basically said, for someone like me that does hard money loans occasionally, to me, if everything smelled right, I would charge basically $5,000. It would be a 6-month note, and I'd give them the $30,000. But that's going to be, what is that, 20 to 25% interest. But that's it. But any other ideas you have? I kind of gave you the scenario. I figured even if they went in to get a HELOC, first of all, I think they'd qualify, but maybe. But what ideas do you have, and how much would the closing costs be on those ideas? Because like on a reverse mortgage for 6 months, it's going to cost them $10,000-15,000 to do that easily.
Well, yeah, exactly. What you just gave them is actually a good deal because a lot of people won't touch it under $50,000 for one.
It's not worth it to them.
Your typical loan on that is, it's going to be, 12-13% and 3 points up. Well, it's basically the same deal you just told them.
Yeah,
it's basically really his best option.
But they got to go through the qualifications and stuff. Do you have other people that do that? If I didn't want to do it, do you got a list of hard money people you trust?
I do. I have some very good people.
I bet we know some of the same people. Isn't that funny? Hey, Miles, do you have any questions, man? And I'll have Kelly give you my information, and you can reach out to John as well, man.
Okay, yeah, because the facility gave me a place that does bridge loans specifically for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's online. I don't really trust anybody, and I'd rather,
well, it's all, hold on. See, now I am going to put you back on hold, Miles. Hold on. I want to hear about that. Get that website, and I'll look at it over the break, Kelly. Get the website for Miles. John, if you want to hang, please feel free. Hey, Kelly, get me the name. Hey, what is the name? What's the website? Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. Yeah, no problem. But listen, I'll give you. Go ahead. All right, cool. Cool. Email me your info if you want. Just email it to help@troubleshooter.com and put for Mark and just give me something to remember the call on. And I'll shoot you over John's info too. He's got a list of people. And then if you want me to give it a real hard thought, I'll do it too. But really whatever you want to do. But I'm going to eyeball this too and see what the final cost would be for you. And see how easy it is. All right. Actually, it is, but I didn't want to say that because we're always on 24/7, but you just nailed it. All right. Later. Bye. You got it. Hey, JR, you're sure about that? That was Alec Baldwin? Did you ever see that video, Doc, of Alec Baldwin?
Doing what?
Hold on. Is this it? Alec Baldwin, drunk on the floor video. His daughter took a video of him. Just, when I say drunk, I mean drunk.
What's on Facebook?
I don't know if it's him or not. I don't see that video. He might have cleaned it up. I'll just go right to YouTube. When I saw it, I was like, man, there is drunk and there is drunk. And just tell John I'll send him that dude's info. If he can find him a better deal. That's it. RB's right. Our brand. You're 100% right. It was David Hasselhoff. And man, was he drunk. Holy crap. David Hasselhoff video.
Yeah, I can't go number 2 anymore.
That's him. We have not heard from. Maybe we get a Drew update if we're slow in the 4th hour. Maybe once a week I'll start reaching out to Drew.
He hasn't called in since we found out he was backed up.
God, it would be horrible if something happened to him. Raw, unedited, full David Hasselhoff drunk cheeseburger.
Nice.
Drunk cheeseburger. It's on YouTube. Oh, my God, this poor bastard. I say that, but Jesus. I mean, once again, there's drunk, and then there's just unbelievable. He can't even get up from the floor. He's laying down. I don't know what it has to do with the cheeseburger. Is he eating? He is. He's eating a cheeseburger.
This is like almost 20 years old.
I thought it was Val Kilmer.
No.
When I saw Val Kilmer died, I was like, wasn't it Val Kilmer that was all drunk on the floor?
No. Hasselhoff. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And
look
Downey
at him.
Jr. He's a hamburger drunken drug guy.
Oh, my God. It's amazing he's so drunk that he can even eat.
I've done that, and I've been at work.
Hey, do we still have the goat sound that Shannon used to play during Hillary Clinton's... He's eating a cheeseburger at the beginning. He's laying down on the floor, breaking apart. Was that literally the goat sound, Shannon? Was that your best moment? Don't you wish you were around to hear that, Dragon?
I don't know that one, but our animal sounds were pretty funny.
Oh, ours were unbelievable.
Are you on a farm?
He went, he's sober, right?
Yeah.
He went sober after they were doing, I believe it was the Obama inauguration. No, it was something huge, and it was live.
Oh, the DNC stuff that was here?
Yeah, and during the live broadcast on KOA, Shannon, every time Hillary would talk, would play the goat sound. And, of course, management lost their head.
Yep.
And he almost lost his job.
Yep.
And he went sober after that.
Yeah,
he was drunk.
That sounds about right.
He's very confused.
I don't think he was as drunk as the hoss, though. The hoss in this video is looking pretty slammed.
But, what's the big deal? So the guy got drunk at home. Right? He got drunk at home. Who cares?
Well, apparently his 14-year-old daughter, how old was the kid, do you know?
I have no idea.
However old the kid that was taking the video.
Yeah, but I mean, I can understand that. But, he wasn't out doing anything. He was at home. He wasn't driving. He wasn't in a public place.
Man, that ain't a good look for anybody.
Yeah.
That's a bad. When you're so drunk, you're on the floor eating a cheeseburger.
Anybody else,
you've got a problem.
They wouldn't be put on YouTube.
If it were you,
if
it were my doctor.
Wait, if any of us did it, it wouldn't be on YouTube.
Yeah, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah,
if your daughter's a
just
14-year-old influencer, yeah.
Just random drunk people would be funny as hell to watch on YouTube. I like on YouTube now and TikTok. Okay, I'm addicted to this. I loved when people on the left were getting so mad for a while, but that's done and boring and over. I love Karens. I absolutely love Karens. Male Karens, female Karens. Some of the things people get upset about and yell about are just unbelievable.
Yep.
You know what I love to watch is these First Amendment audits. I love seeing these dumb cops and security guards and people not understanding that you can film anything you want from a public space.
There's quite a few of those, too.
And I love watching those because people don't understand
money. At what point are people going to stop voting for people who want to kill them off? Join me at 4. Yeah.
Dogs, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions. Our goal is to help you out. Maybe a bad landlord's giving you the business, as Wally Cleaver used to say. Maybe a contractor. In fact, I think we have a contractor call coming up here in a second. But that's what we do. We love getting involved. We love helping you. We've got a great list of people at referrallist.com, including attorneys that help us every single day right here on this show. Hey, I still wanted to get up, Kelly, maybe as we get a lull. Well, forget if we get a lull or not. I definitely want to bring them up. I want to get Mackenzie up. Just call him up, see what's a good time for maybe 12:30ish or something. But tell him I've got some questions on asset protection from a call we took this morning, and it's very interesting stuff, and it provokes some thought in a lot of people that want answers on it. So that'll be Dan Mackenzie, attorney, coming up. And 303-713-8255. We've got two lines open right now. By the way, this hour brought to you by Compass Insurance. These guys help us basically every single day on the show. They can also help you save money when it comes to insurance. You know, they shop Susanna and I's insurance every single year. Our car insurance, our RV insurance, our motorcycle insurance, our homeowners insurance. Man, we have too many insurances. But anyhow, they shop all the companies they deal with every year to make sure we're having the best discount. They also make sure our house is staying covered properly. A lot of people are undervalued. If you haven't checked the value of your house compared to what you actually have it insured for, you might be unpleasantly surprised. So please, please, please give these guys a call. Go to compassinsurance.com and tell them to run the numbers. That's it. Simple as that. compassinsurance.com. Now, let me see who's been holding the longest. And I really do appreciate people when you call up and hold. I know it can be a pain in the ass, but really, we do want to help you. So Keith's got an issue, and then Teresa, you're next. 303 Martino, two lines open. Hey, Keith, what is going on with this contractor? It looks like something to do with your basement.
Yes. Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. I'm in the process of doing a basement finish, but I'm doing it in phases. My first phase consists of one bedroom in a living area in the basement at the base of the stairs, basically. It's kind of a large space, so I'm doing about 640 square feet. It's been framed up. I've got the mechanical and the electrical, so I've got all my rough inspections done. I've moved on to the insulation, and that's kind of where the hiccup starts. I've got the insulation up in the area that I'm doing phase one finishing on. And when the insulation inspector came for that, before I can move on to drywall, they failed me on the insulation, requesting that I do continual insulation throughout the remaining portion of the basement. That's going to add on, like I said, keep in mind it's a large basement.
Yeah.
That's going to add on about $10,000 in extra cost that I was not budgeted.
Hey, Keith, I want to understand something on the layout. You said it's framed in. Is it just that 600 square feet framed in, or when you had the framers come in, or if you did it yourself, did you actually frame the entire basement, or just that 600 feet we're talking about?
Just the 600 feet we're talking
and
about.
They're basically
the
saying
rest is untouched.
So you would have to go in and frame the rest. Is it a walkout, by the way, or just cement?
It's cement. It's all cement walls.
So you would have to go up and basically frame the rest of the basement, and then you wouldn't have to finish it. But I'm just trying to understand this. If you just frame the rest, forget about finishing the rest, that you're saying would cost $10,000 plus the insulation, or he's not even giving you that option?
No, that's what he's requesting me to do. I'm saying not even framing. If I were to just put up continual insulation, cellulose insulation, and
because I'm sorry, you're not doing wood. So even if you just put up like the blanket insulation going on the wall, that would really cost that much more.
Yeah, about $9,500.
Wow. Wow, I didn't realize that stuff was so expensive. What county are you in?
It's in Adams County.
Very interesting. He wants you to do the whole thing. Did he point to where it says that in the code? I mean, is it purely just a code issue and you're not going to get around it? Or are you actually trying to argue with him?
So I put a call in. Great question. I put a call into him for him to call me back, and I've been ghosted. They're not calling me back.
Hey, Kelly, let's get Mark Szymanski on. I know Mark's done a ton of basements and remodels in Adams County.
That's where it brought me to the International Residential Code.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Listen, Keith, it doesn't matter what International Code says. Well, I'll take that back. If International Code says you have to do the entire thing, then I'm going to agree with you 100%. It's relevant. But if it says you don't have to do the entire thing, that doesn't mean anything if Adams County makes you do it. You follow?
Okay, and that's what it does. That's why I'm calling you, because it does actually say that if you don't touch anything on the existing portion, that does not have to be brought up to code.
Yeah, and see, Adams County
actually altered.
Adams County can have different code in there, but I'll tell you what, we're going to get Mark or one of our contractors on, and we're going to figure it out with you, man. In fact, they could probably even look up the code. I think Szymanski will probably know the answer right off the bat. What municipality are you in?
It's Brighton.
And are you doing the work yourself? I am curious. Did you do the framing? Are you going to do the finishing? You going to do the drywall?
So I have framers and I have drywallers.
Oh, cool.
But I did the mechanical and the insulation.
Nice. Who did the electrical?
I have an electrician as well.
All right, cool. That's cool. What did you do for HVAC? Those kind of, those big, what do you call them? I don't know the technical name, but it's not just duct work. It's basically like, it's definitely duct work, but it's not the old aluminum stuff. It's the stuff you can bend and twist everywhere.
Well, no, I didn't do any of that. I did hard pipe. I did the hard pipe. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the flex.
And what kind of egress window did you do? That must have cost some bucks.
So that's the great part is there was actually 3 egress windows already into the home.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have to do anything with those.
You probably got to put a certain, like a ladder or something on them. But hold on, here's our expert, Marc Szymanski.
Correct.
Hey, Mark, with Genesis Total Exteriors, Mark, he's done a ton of work at our house. In fact, if you're back in town, Mark, you need to get over there hopefully next week or the weekend so Suzanne and I can get finished up on the projects you're doing for us. But Keith's got a question, man. It's pretty interesting. He passed electrical, mechanical. The basement's been framed, but it's only 600 feet. He's basically putting a bedroom down there. So he's doing just 600 feet in the basement. And everything has passed so far. And he's to the point where insulation's in. So he had the insulation put in. The guy gets there from Adams County and basically says, nope, I'm going to fail you on insulation because you need to do the entire basement. So remember, though, he's only doing this one bedroom down there. So, hey, Keith, real quick, how big's the entire basement?
The rest of it's about 1,400 square feet.
So he's got a 2,000 square foot basement. He's doing a 600 foot bedroom down there. And this guy failed him on insulation. Keith actually looked at a few different things that come to international code or national code, whatever you want to call it. And it doesn't call for that, long as you're not doing anything for the other areas. But do you know if Adams County, if this inspector's correct? What do you know about it?
Well, so, every city and county is different. And, it's funny because we just did a remodel of the whole house and they weren't concerned about the rest of the house, even though everything was out of code on there.
Yeah.
And for that inspector to, that to me is just not right. They're overstepping their bounds. I would contact the head of inspections or the head of the county building department and have a conversation with him and ask for exemption or not have to do this. We're not working there. We're not using it as a livable space. Just holding our boxes and our Christmas trees and stuff. We don't need it insulated. We're not going to, put extra heat down there, just in the bedroom.
So basically what you're saying is to file an appeal.
A grievance.
a grievance. Can you, Mark, can you do something for us? You don't have to do it right now, but I would love to know if that building code, why this guy is failing it, if that's actually part of Adams County or whatever municipality. And then, and a follow-up question to both of you. I assume you walk down the stairs into the basement. Do you walk down, Keith, into a big empty area, then like back in the corner is what we're talking about?
So that's what I finished. When you walk down the stairs, that's going to be like a living area.
Yeah.
That's part of the finish.
See, I don't get that at all then, Mark. I agree with Mark.
No.
I started thinking if you walk down and you're just at a cement floor, no insulation, and there's a room way over in the corner, I'm going, maybe I get where this guy's coming from, but that's not the case.
Right. Yeah.
Where I put in actual mechanical work. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, go, Keith.
Yeah, where I actually put in mechanical work, that is all been insulated. That's going to be the living area and the bedroom that's down there. The mechanical is all closed off there to the right of the stairs, and all the unfinished is also got a temporary wall. That's going to have an actual closing door. There's no mechanical runs into that unfinished area.
I get it.
Or after.
So I would do that. So Mark, what should he literally do first? You said to call the guy's boss, which I would do, Keith. Or you know what I would do nicely, because you told me the guy just like dropped you. He's not calling you back. I would actually leave him one more message, and I'd be really nice. I'd be like, I've left you a few messages. I'm trying to understand this. But I got to get resolution, so I'm going to try to reach out to your boss or someone. But be nice about it. Go ahead.
That's where I did. That's where I did get to. I did leave a message for his boss.
And you haven't got a call back there.
Returned my call.
Hey, Deputy Doc, you want to call over and ruffle some feathers? I mean, do it in a nice way, but call over to Adams County, get Keith's information, and let's try to help him through this. You good with this, Doc?
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. But then, Mark, is there somewhere actually on the website to file that grievance that you know about? What exactly do you do?
I would. Another thing you can do is just go down there and just say, hey, I need to talk to the head of the building department. Here's my situation. Maybe eventually you're going to finish the whole basement. But it's not in my budget right now. Let's get this approved. I mean, they should be reasonable.
Let's say if it is part of code, Mark. And I am assuming it is. I'm assuming this guy's just not going rogue for no reason. But let's say it is. Typically, you could get a variance on that, wouldn't you think, on something like this?
They should be able to, and give me a half hour and so, and I'll see if I can get a true answer on that for you.
Hey, Keith, hold on. Keith, I want to make sure we have all your information. Deputy Doc's going to grab that. He's going to call over there to Adams County. Meantime, Mark's going to look up and figure out the exact building code for you there, and let's see if this guy has anything.
Okay. All right. I appreciate your help, guys.
Yeah, you hold on. Hey, Mark, let me ask you real quick. I had to put him on hold. Couple things. One, what are you guys going to be doing in the next month, man? I actually had a little bit of snow, if you can believe that, in Franktown overnight, which is crazy. But honestly, it's beautiful out now, and it's been beautiful for a while. I doubt we're getting that big April dump, but even if we do, what are you guys going to be concentrating on? I mean, Genesis Exteriors, is it time for everybody to start getting bids on decks, getting their house painted? I mean, what is your call in April and May? What floods you guys?
I tell you what, the most calls we get right now are their paint. Is because, after it goes through the winter, all of a sudden, ooh, my house isn't looking so good. Because winter is really, really tough on paint.
Oh, big time.
And so people are calling and saying, hey, can you come take a look to paint our house? So that is a big one right now. The nice thing is, we're only a month away from starting to be able to paint outside, too. So it's ready to start calling to get estimates, that's for sure.
Get them, guys. And because he brought painting up, I'll tell everybody listening, look, they did the exterior of our house. It's been probably 4 or 5 years. Absolutely beautiful. He brought a color expert. This gal came out with him and talked to my wife, and they looked at the color of our RV garage and our barn and kind of put the whole thing together and came up with the right color. And we wouldn't have never chose that color, but it was the best thing ever. And in fact, remember I said at the beginning of Mark coming on air, I need him out next week. They're going to paint the entire interior of our house So yeah, these guys, unbelievable. Interior, exterior. He's got one of the best painters. I always forget his name, but he's worked for Mark for 20 years. What's his name?
Diaries is who he had come out.
No. Who was your actual painter?
Omar was your painter.
I know. I swear to God, if he listens to the show, he's got to hate me because I always forget his name. But it's unbelievable, Mark. The exterior still looks brand new. Anytime I've had anything after winter, I hit it with the power washer, like on 45 PSI, it looks brand new like you just did it. But get the quotes on the decks, get whatever quotes you want. These guys do it all. That's Mark Szymanski. He's the owner. Genesis Total Exteriors. As in the beginning, Genesis, these guys are absolutely wonderful. Genesis TotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. Mark, I appreciate you looking into Adams County. Text me or call back with the information as soon as you get it. I'd love it. That's what our referral list members do. They help people like you. Keith and Medina, hang tight.
Texted me to tell you to check that.
I can't. I don't understand what this means. Suzanne, I have no idea. Oh, I don't know what you mean by Venmo. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea. I do not. If you're asking me if I want you to Venmo $47,000, no. Okay, let's talk about Vestera, and I'll tell you why it's getting really important. Coming up basically right now, and I mean April 5th. April 5th, double power pack live seminar. I had to go to my cheat notes. Typically, I don't have to do that, but I did here. I want to make sure the date's right. So we're talking this weekend, a few days away. You need to call up. It's going to be Tom Martino and Barry. You're going to learn about 45% or more annual returns without the conventional risk and hassles. It's called Vestera Turnkey. You're going to see how it works. And Tom teamed up with Barry on this. So, maybe you only have $10,000 to invest. Maybe you got $300,000 or $1 million to invest. There's going to be room for everybody down there. In fact, it's really cool. And by the way, you're part of it. In other words, the deed is going to be in your name. You're going to own the house. It's not like, boom, you're giving someone money. Yeah, it's Martino. The guy's made a ton of money. So jump in it. But it's April 5th, a few days, 10 a.m. You got to call or register. You can either go to VesteraTurnkey.com or to get registered just for this, MyBiggestReturn.com. Please get your spot now. MyBiggestReturn.com.
Mark?
Yes.
She said, tell him insurance mediation payment.
Oh. Yeah, you can pay the mediator, long as there's no fees on Venmo, yeah, you can pay the $2,400 or mail him a check. I don't want any fees on it. If he wants to charge even $5 in fees, tell him he can come get fucking cash. But I think you told me Venmo doesn't charge fees, so I don't care. I thought you were talking about that $47,000. I'm like, no, I am not Venmoing $47,000. Dragon, what's been up with you? I haven't seen you for a little bit. Anything good? Grandkids good? Blah, blah, blah.
Grandkids are great.
Yeah. How about the car accident? What happened there? Everybody good?
Totaled the car. He got a check for it for less than what he owed, but more than what the car is worth.
Less than what he owed, but I got you. So he's screwed.
Right. So,
but it's not the other person's fault.
It's not his fault. So he's all covered.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But no injuries.
Nobody was injured at all. Not even a headache.
Good. Good. You ever been in a pretty bad accident? Like hospital at least.
No.
Kelly, you ever end up in the ER?
Yes.
What happened? Your fault?
No. A teenager sped through a red light when we were making a left-hand turn.
Ouch.
And T-boned Adam's old car and pushed us into hit us so hard it actually sideways the car into the curb, and we flipped.
Totaled it or no?
Oh God, yeah, it was totally total. But I was in the hospital for 2 days.
That's huge.
I was in recovery for 2 months.
How much was the payout? What, I assume you got max limits. Did they have good coverage or what?
No, they had just the
bullshit.
Yeah.
Did you guys have?
She had Fred Loya insurance.
Oh my God, that's like no insurance. That's one step up from. That's like going to Denny's.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I couldn't even watch. I literally sat on the couch and I was crying because I couldn't solve Wheel of Fortune.
Did you did you guys have uninsured motorist coverage?
Yes.
So did your insurance kick in and pay some?
Yes. At
Very
that
good.
time we had Allstate, but Adam had 4 cracked ribs.
Oh. How much did they end up paying out max to you guys too? Your own company?
Yes. And then our fees went way the hell up in the sky, and we had to drop it because it was just one claim, and it was done. We had about $75,000 of hospital bills.
Oh, they add up so quick.
Trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. Fix it 24/7, $39. Look, get them out there. Get that AC. Get it cleaned. They're going to tear everything apart, including the blower motor in that furnace, and clean it up. And get that condenser outside. Think of all that snow and rain and sleet and hail and everything that's hit that thing in the last 4 or 5 months. They'll come out for $39 for first-time customers and get it clean. You're going to absolutely love it, and you're not going to beat that deal anywhere. No, it's not a sales job. They're going to come out. They're going to put a no-breakdown guarantee on it when they're done and make sure it's ready for summer coming up. They do it because in the future, that furnace breaks, the AC breaks, you need electrical work, you need plumbing services, you need drain cleaning. They do all that. They want to introduce these great techs and give you a deal they can't be beat. $39. You're going to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours. You probably see the commercials with Tom on TV as well. But check them out, fixmyhome.com. Get set up right now, fixmyhome.com. Now, we're going to go to Teresa has a problem with AT&T. Hey, Kelly, I would like to get Dan on, too. Did you reach out to Mackenzie? I would like to get him on with some asset protection questions that came up of a insurance call this morning. Teresa, what is going on with AT&T?
Well, Mark, I sent in an email with 2 final notice documentations from AT&T. I was with AT&T for 27 years, and I stopped service with them September of last year, paid off our 2 phones, and paid my final bill. Recently, just a couple of weeks ago, I received the first letter stating that I owe $180.46 on this particular account number. Noted, the account number is not my account number. And then if you have questions, to please call this number. Well, when I've called the number, it states, in my email, it states that this account is managed by an AT&T reseller, and that I need to contact the reseller or current provider.
Hey, let me just ask one question real quick.
Yes.
Did I hear you correctly that you emailed us something?
Yes.
Kelly, can you send that over to me? Look through the help. I'd like to look at it. At least on the next break.
From Teresa regarding AT&T final notice.
Yeah, I'll get it during the break and look at it. But let me ask you something, Teresa. First of all, I think this whole thing sucks without even knowing anything about it. I hate when you're loyal to a company for so long, then they treat you like crap. And I don't care if it's Comcast, AT&T, Sprint. They all seem to do it these days. It's just par for the course. So when AT&T told you it has nothing to do with them, it's this reseller, did you call the reseller?
I don't know who it is. I have no idea who it is. I can't get through to a number to find
Well, let me ask you this. Why are you even worried about it at this point? Isn't it so AT&T is saying you don't owe them a nickel, right?
Well, that was back in September when I paid everything off.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
And my account is closed. And
but Teresa, I'm not trying to make this complicated. So what I'm saying is, right now, I understand the reseller, whoever it is saying some money's owed, or AT&T is telling you owe money to the reseller. But my question to you is, do you owe AT&T any money?
No.
Okay, and they acknowledge that, right?
Well, yes. Yes, they do.
Okay.
Well, just ignore it, Teresa.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going, but I'm trying to figure out. So, Teresa, they're like sending you an email or a bill. What kind of notifications?
It's a letter two letters in the mail.
And that's what you sent me, right?
That's what I sent.
All right, hold on. Let me get you on hold. Take this. I'm going to look at it during the break. Then we have a U-Haul issue. Oh, man, I hope it doesn't involve U-Haul insurance. Everybody hold tight. We're going to have two lines open eventually. 303-713-8255. I'd love to hear from you. 303 Martino.
How did you get the notification?
I don't know. I'm going to look at it during the break.
Was it email or?
I'm going to look at it.
Okay.
She sent it to me in email. I don't know.
Okay.
I got to find it.
And that doesn't affect how he would hear you.
Well, I don't.
If it has a different account number on it, you just ignore it.
Hey, Kelly, please, if you haven't, email Mackenzie.
Check.
I got to leave. I just heard Commerce City. I got to go to Commerce City after the show. Bradley O'Brien, this one's important, guys. Listen, if you are a landlord, and that's who I want to focus this commercial on more than anybody, there's been so many rules that have changed. In Colorado, you better have a good, solid lease. I don't care if it's a commercial lease, but a residential as well, big time. If you need to get rid of these people because they're not paying, you got to make sure the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. You know, I've said that before and mixed that up, but that time I didn't. But this guy can do it all. He can help two people buying a home together, like an investment property. He can help if you're looking at buying a home from a builder. Those contracts can be extremely complicated. In fact, we've talked about it in the past. Most of those homes, if prices of lumber go up, whatever you thought you were going to be buying that house for can change. In those contracts, you're agreeing to that. So you need an attorney to look over that stuff. Maybe you're getting ready to lease your first building or a restaurant and you've never done it. You better have an attorney look at it. You might be signing something you have no out for 10 years. How about a problem with a neighbor, like a property line dispute or a fence dispute? Adverse possession, that's scary stuff. How about a lien? How about help evicting somebody, whether it's commercial or residential? They can do it all. I like this guy. He is on all the time. Bradley O'Brien. When it comes to commercial or residential real estate, he's the man. OLSlaw.com. I'll say it again, OLSlaw.com.
Yeah, I can't go number 2 anymore.
I can't go number 2 anymore. Dragon, we talk about it all the time. When the car guys are in, we still laugh. When Tom was listening to those, God, you played everything. You played an elephant. And he was like, where are you at? And he's talking to the caller. Are you on a farm? You're thinking, what kind of farm has an elephant? And a lion and a tiger, oh my. It was just unbelievable.
I think I've ever heard you call a tiger.
So Suzanne found, we used to have this lady that worked for us, and she still does. She's a great woman. But her dad does some artwork. And during COVID, I'd get so bored at the house. I was doing the show remotely.
Yeah.
I was just poking fun at everything. Imagine that. And he was talking to her dad about his artwork. So I grabbed this cardboard box and drew a circle on it and some eyes. I mean, it was just that. It was nothing more than an Amazon box that I sketched something on with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
And I set it up perfect. And we both had our cameras, but I fully operated the cameras back then. So I'm operating the cameras, and this is all on air. And I said, yeah, and some of the stuff is absolutely gorgeous. It's really amazing. A man with this kind of talent, isn't in more museums. And I just set it up perfect. And I said, in fact, right now I'm going to put up one of his finest works.
Yes.
And I flashed to that. Tom went through the roof.
That's beautiful.
He blew a fuse like I couldn't believe. How dare you make fun of that guy and blah, blah, blah. He absolutely lost it. And Deputy Dan and myself were laughing so hard on the floor. I mean, it was preschool. It was literally kindergarten or preschool.
Yep.
Hey, looks like Dan McKenzie is not available.
Okay, that sucks. Okay, is it real or is it a sound effect?
Who was the dog in the cartoon?
Here we go. He's going to, don't say what you play, then I'm going to do one, and people listening on YouTube got to figure out, is it me or a sound effect?
Oh, that's really easy.
Kelly, which one? Oh, well, you know who it is. Next.
That's better.
Next. Oh, those are hard. Pass. That sounded like it might hurt my throat.
Oh, God.
All right, do an easy one. That's not easy. Do a dog. Now you do a dog. Very good. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not.
Hey, what happened with Nico?
He's got to go up. I'm hoping it's a CAT scan because I don't want to come out of pocket for an MRI. We might just have him euthanized. So
no.
Euthanization is like 30 cents an ounce. An MRI could be $5,000. So it's going to be one of those.
Don't kill him. What did CSU say?
We don't know. It's tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
So that might be it. I hope Suzanne's not listening, but that could very well be.
It's not going to be it, and
that
Nico
could be it.
is
Well,
going
you know
to
she's
live.
listening because she sent you those texts.
Suzanne, let's bring that damn cat up too. We might
Station online at khout.com.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. Goodness gracious, we got two lines open. I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to go back to Teresa's issue with AT&T. Bottom line is this, Teresa. I still am looking at this, and it says, is it Tracy Beal, AT&T? Here's the documents. Final notice, AT&T. Total amount to $180. We recently final bill AT&T $180. You still have an outstanding balance. Go online to AT&T. This appears to be directly from AT&T. This doesn't appear to be from a third-party source. But why do they say it's a third-party source?
That's what the recording says when you call their 800 number, the 800-288-2020.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to make this easy on you. We have an angel over there. My wife Suzanne's listening. We're gonna email AT&T for you, someone that handles real problems and hopefully gets us handled, and find out what's going on. But I want to say this to you as well. I mean, really, I wouldn't even play around anymore. If you're sure you don't owe it, was that the exact amount you paid for the final bill?
No. I paid off our phones. I don't remember what the amount was. I have no idea where they came up with this $180.46. And what scares me, Mark, is, I have an 810 FICO score.
Yeah.
And they're threatening to put this to, a collection agency. Are you freaking kidding me?
Well, wait. I want to put you a little at ease. So just because something's in collection, they're not supposed to put on your credit report. What happens is, and with AT&T, I assure you this would happen. They're not going to use some crazy collector. Not saying it couldn't end up in the hands, sold pennies on the dollar, but really what happens, Teresa, is they hand it over to collections. Collections tries to intimidate you to get paid. And then they got to make the real decision. Is it worth bringing her to court over $180? So then if they do want to go to that, what they would do is they would literally file the lawsuit, have you served. You would go to court. You would have your time in court. And let's say you did lose. Then they could put it on your credit report. But they have to go through and get the judgment that you own it before it's going to be put on your credit report. If not, they could be facing some pretty big penalties.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just really upset right now.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, I protect my credit score the same exact way. The same exact way. In fact, everybody out there should.
The account number isn't even my account number.
Well, that even makes it even crazier. So, but here's the deal. We're going to reach out. Kelly, please forward that same email that you sent to me to Suzanne, and she's going to reach out to you. So, Teresa, make sure you give Kelly your phone number and, more importantly, email, and Suzanne will reach out to you where it is. And if it's all bogus, in other words, it's literally bogus because it's the wrong account or something, Suzanne will let you know, or she'll let you know, okay, they made it right or whatever, okay?
I appreciate it.
Make sure you call back in when it's done so I can give Suzanne the dinger. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. We're going to have two lines open. Medina, what is going on with U-Haul?
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. So I had rented a pickup truck, not a moving van or anything. I rented a pickup truck for a friend who came to town to visit back in January 2nd. And I live in Montana, and it's really cold here around that time. And he wanted me to take him around and do like odd jobs. He was trying to raise money to get his dog out of the pound in Florida.
Hey, Medina, let me ask you a question right off the bat. When you said you rented a truck for him, he was out in your neck of the woods?
Yes.
And you went into a place, a U-Haul dealer, and rented a truck under your name because I'm assuming he couldn't pay for it based upon the story you told, right?
Right.
So was he added as a driver, and was he driving or were you driving?
No, he was added as a driver.
Okay, now keep going.
And so I, when we got into the U-Haul place, he went in first, and then he came and got me to sign it. So when I went in, he yelled, and it was just the four of us, me, him, a manager, and another worker. And he yelled out, he says, and I got insurance on this too. And I said, okay. So and I just went and I signed it. I just trusted everything was fine. And I've never really rented a U-Haul truck before, so I didn't.
It's just like renting a car. But so that, I guess you're kind of teasing where we're going here. So you thought you had the insurance, but it turns out you didn't?
Right. So I was supposed to return it on the 6th.
And what happened?
So the evening before, the guy that I had rented it for, his name is Randy, and he's kind of handicap where he was in a wreck a couple of years ago, so he doesn't walk right.
Got it.
And then it's really icy here, so he fell on the ice as he was going in to rent a room for them. Him and his friend that he...
yeah, that's fine. So, but what happened with the vehicle itself?
So he handed the guy the keys to repark the car while he went in and got the room.
And the guy is the friend he's getting the room for, which of course is not listed on the contract, right?
Right.
Okay, hold on. This is, well, I don't want to say it's complicated. It's interesting. I'm hoping we can come up with some answers. I promise right after this, I'll bring you right back up, Medina. Wow, hold on. You know, Larry Gravina started working for his father in 1972. You've heard the commercials. He lived here. Gravina! Check this out, though. Think about this heritage. Think of the combined experience. So Nick, who's at the helm now, in fact, Nick was out at our house not even 2 or 3 weeks ago. They're putting in a beautiful new sliding door in a couple weeks. And it was really nice. They come out and do the measurement and show you everything. I really loved the experience dealing with Gravina. But Nick joined his dad 25 years ago. Larry joined his dad 50 years ago. Think of the foundation and the heritage of that company. It's absolutely incredible. Not to mention they have 20 different window manufacturers, 50 different lines of windows, the most high quality, energy efficient things you can imagine they have. Or if you're just doing a fix and flip, they have something for that budget. They have French doors. They have sliders like we've got. Their entry doors are gorgeous. They have multiple brands of siding. If you're looking to make that house look just beautiful again, please give these guys a call. At minimum, put them on the list for a free quote. You're going to love them, and you're going to be shocked by their pricing. It's great. 303-472-8462. Windows, siding, doors, 303-472-8462. GravinaWindows.com. X-Car, they're great. They're both Mark. Someone on YouTube says I was doing both of the sounds.
Ha! Think again.
Okay, was that me or was that Dragon?
Now, what are you guys doing now?
Well, nothing. Exactly. Exactly. You know, our car does that. So our daughter set our car to fart. So when you get out of our car and you're about 15 feet away, it farts. Sometimes it's a dry fart. Sometimes it's a wet fart. Sometimes it's a long fart. Sometimes it's a short fart. And if anybody's walking around, like if it's at a restaurant, it is absolutely hilarious to look where everybody looks. I mean, only Elon would come up with that, you know? Only Elon. Doc, are you on OnlyFans?
Yeah, I can't go number 2 anymore.
People pay to see me on OnlyFans, but I don't use anybody else's.
God, can you imagine funding a paywall and Doc's on the other side?
That's why I don't go to strip clubs, Mark.
Are you on Tinder?
No.
No? Do they have old people Tinder?
I haven't checked, but I will if you'd like me to.
I mean, they got like Only Farmers or whatever it's called.
No, we advertise
be
it.
Lonely at
I am on Only Geezers. Does that count?
Only Geezers.
They have a they advertise. I hate the ad. It's like Date My Age.
Oh, right.
Date My Age.
Kelly?
Date My Age.
From what I've heard,
I bet people lie.
That Date My Age is international. I think it's, you get people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Russian bride, in other words.
What the heck?
Ukrainian.
Yeah, why do I want to converse with somebody who's in, Kazakhstan?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or even somebody in Spain or France or Italy. What good is that going to do?
It's about conversing.
You could find true love.
I tell all my AARP people that if they're going to go on these romance scams, they got to find somebody within, 10 or 12 miles that's willing to meet them for a cup of coffee or for a drink within 2 weeks. If they don't do that, it's a scam.
Yeah, I'd agree.
10 seconds.
And wherever you go.
On my phone when I'm walking the dogs.
It's now easier than ever. You can now set Denver's talk station as a preset.
Awesome. Doing it now.
On the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. We're going to have 3 lines open. And I'd love to hear from you. Any problem you have, you need some advice on anything, we've got attorneys available. If I can't answer the question, we've got contractors. We even have dentists available. 303 Martino. Now, I want to go back to a situation I hope no one gets themselves into. And I know exactly where this is going. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to be able to help Medina. But basically, she's kind. I'll start out like that. She's a very nice lady. She has a friend in need, was trying to get some odd jobs done, needed a pickup truck. So she rented a pickup truck. She did the right thing, renting it from U-Haul, because she added the friend on as a driver. So in case if something happens there, he's covered under the insurance as well. But the issue seems to be he had a friend with him. And by the way, this guy, the reason he's doing these odd jobs and she's helping out is his dog got taken away, and I guess it's in the pound, and he's trying to come up with the ransom to get the dog out. I mean, that's pretty much the story. But that's not the problem. What the problem becomes is he had a friend. It was really slippery. The guy that was added to it slipped and fell after parking it, and they had to move the vehicle, and basically he couldn't get back in and move it right away, so he had his friend move it. And what happened? What did the friend do, Medina?
So the friend, it's actually a homeless guy. He thought because I was helping him, he would turn around and pay it forward, and he helped this guy. He bought him new shoes, new boots, because it's winter.
So he let the homeless guy drive the truck that you rented for him?
He only had him park it. but he went to let him stay the night with them and couple nights. So he was doing good, and they were running around together, and he was helping him. And he said he did not imagine him just taking off with the truck.
He stole it? The guy, wait, so the guy just literally stole it?
He stole it.
Now, and you said something, you couldn't imagine it. I could easily imagine a homeless guy stealing a truck.
Yeah, because he was helping him so much. He helped him 2-3 days. I don't even know.
Did you know this guy was involved in any of this point?
No.
So I assume you reported it stolen.
Yes, he reported it, Randy. He reported it.
You are so screwed.
Yeah.
So let's just jump forward to where we're at right now. What is U-Haul asking for?
So he asked for insurance, and they failed to put it on. They did not put it on.
It wouldn't have mattered. Neither of you were driving the car, even if he did ask for insurance. I mean, here's the bottom line. There was either insurance or there wasn't.
Right.
Do you have the paperwork?
Yeah.
You do?
It's $14,000.
No. Hold on. I listen, I want to make sure, because it is possible. I highly doubt it, but it is possible. We had a case years ago where they claimed the person didn't have insurance. They claimed it. It was a very strange rental car company. It wasn't like Hertz. I can't think of the name of it. It wasn't a big one like Dollar or anybody. But the bottom line is they said he denied the coverage. He literally had the original paperwork in a PDF form where he accepted the coverage, and they ended up changing their story and paying out. So do you have the original receipt from that U-Haul dealer on the insurance where you either declined it, you usually check it and initial it, or where you accepted the insurance?
I don't recall. I just recall signing it.
Okay.
I didn't know about any of it because I thought he took care of the paperwork.
Listen, I'm going to assume there was no insurance then. I'm just going to assume it altogether. If you can get a copy of that, I would like to look at it just to 100% make sure you didn't have coverage. But hold on. Listen, you're going to be first up again. It's just the top of the hour. I've got a few ideas on this, but I need to know how much they're asking. And I hate to say this, but I need to understand your assets and your collectability. So hold on. 303 Martino, 2 lines open. What?
I think it's 14,000,
which is crazy. It must have been an old truck.
What is your first name?
Or the police found it and it was beat to shit.
Yeah.
I would be curious. That vehicle's probably in Mexico by now. Hey, I'm just going to close these out. This browser is just blowing up like every 10 minutes, Dragon.
Nice.
And it has not done that for a while. What did Dominic do? That's the question. Maybe I just got too many windows. Too many windows open. Too many windows open. Okay, it looks like the tariffs were finally in place. Am I crazy? I haven't looked it up.
He's making the announcement at 2 our time.
2 o'clock. Cool. I'll listen to that while I'm headed to the Wild Wild West.
I think KOA's taking most of it live.
I wonder, do you have any idea? Are we hitting Mexico, Canada?
Yeah, I think everybody's getting 25%.
Everybody?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And it's like 15, 20 countries?
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Hunter Biden's losing his law license.
Yeah, but only in D.C.
I don't even know. I don't even think he's a practicing attorney, though.
Not really what he's best known for, but okay.
She said breakout. Not best known for.
It's amazing these tariffs are coming out today, and the stock market at one point was way up, and it's still up now. Explain that to me. I understand why Tesla's up today, which is great. It's up big time, almost 5%. I understand why Walmart's up. If it's still up, it was up significantly. I was telling someone on YouTube a couple weeks ago, I took a deep dive into Walmart and loved everything I saw and went heavy. I was in at like 84, 90, and it's almost $90. In fact, I thought it hit 90 today. Pretty sure it did. Now it's at, it hit 97 cents. When tariffs hit, listen, this isn't financial advice for people. This is just every day. I'm not a licensed financial planner, but day traders and stuff out there, or even buy and holders. The reason I've always liked Walmart, small dividend, but when everybody else is down, when Target's down, when Kroger's down, typically Walmart's up because they can pivot better than anybody. I don't care about tariffs and stuff because there's nobody else in the world that can go to Procter & Gamble, for example, or Coca-Cola or anywhere and say, you're going to absorb this or we're not going to put your product there, because they represent, most brands, they represent more than anybody else. So when it comes to pivoting and repricing and keeping the price low for consumers, there is nobody better in the entire world than Walmart.
You know, all four indices are up. The S&P,
yep,
the NASDAQ, the Russell, and the NYSE are all up today.
The other one I've been loving, I've been holding it for a long time. I'm in it a little under $4, and I'm also in I think I own a bunch at $350, $360. It's Nokia, N-O-K. Now I got to look. I'm actually looking. I'm in the high threes, like 390 I bought like 3 years ago. And then I bought a bunch more of Nokia around 480, 470, somewhere around there. Today it's at 536, but it's not the old phones. I got a friend that always makes fun of me going, oh, you're what? You're investing in a flip phone or the old Nokia? They build out. In fact, they're going to be the ones building. It's not going to be 5G, but something on the moon, which is absurd. And what they mainly do now is they build out 5G and whatever's next, infrastructures in countries all around the world. And they do it pretty well. And they've been buying back a lot of their own stock for over a year. I think they just got a deal with India to roll out 5G. India's massive. I'm not saying you'll get rich quick, but I'm saying it's a good stock. It's been very good to me.
See this, Mark?
In fact, it's up 20% year to date. That's actually very good for this year. Most stuff's not up. I think Walmart's actually. What is it? Let me see, Doc.
Oh, I was going to show you something.
Walmart for the year. Yeah, Walmart's. Wait, year to date. Here we go. Yeah, Walmart's down for the year. I don't know. Nokia is one of the few that's probably up for there. Yeah, who's that? Equinox. What is it?
Equinix.
What is it?
It's some data storage. So my friend told me to buy it. I bought it like at 30. It got up to like 80 and I sold it.
What's it at now?
824.
Well, would you panic for it? Do you need the money?
I needed it to get a down payment on the house.
I got you. That's like Nokia is one of my buy and holds. I mean, I can't imagine I'd sell it in the next 5 years. I'm hoping they get acquired by like Tesla. I'm hoping they get acquired by someone that can bring it to that next level.
I never thought it would go up to 800. I mean,
yeah, of course not. That's like people that had those damn Bitcoins at 100.
Right.
And now they're going, holy shit, I sold my Bitcoins for a pizza. Can you imagine if you literally bought a pizza with Bitcoin? Yep. Well, I'd just go jump off the Grand Canyon and call it over.
From News Nation, she's got an update on a major arrest around Austin, Texas. That plus U.S. Representative Nancy Mason more on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station. Yeah.
Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show that's got we're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. We get directly involved in your life. If you have any problems, or maybe you see a problem coming up and want some advice on it, we'd love to hear from you. That 303 Martino works all the time. Please tell your friends. Leave a message. I promise we'll get back to you either right away, depending on when you leave the message, or the next day. Or you can email us at help, H-E-L-P, help at troubleshooter.com, and we can do the same. We've been talking about a lot of things today. I left off last hour with Medina. I hope this is a lesson to everybody out there. When you rent a vehicle, you got to list everybody that's going to drive it on there, or basically you have no coverage whatsoever. You have absolutely zero coverage. And I'll tell you where the call generally comes in. You rent a vehicle and you rent it for your kid because they're under 25 and you can't find a rental place. And they end up driving this rental and they end up in an accident. And then bam, your own insurance company typically won't do it. And the insurance company itself, the insurance you bought, isn't going to cover it. Now, if the driver's not on there, you just look at it this way. You're not going to have coverage on it. You're just simply not going to have coverage. There might be some situations where your own insurance might cover something, but that's pretty iffy. I sure wouldn't bank on it. But in her situation, Medina, she did the right thing at the beginning. Well, actually, Medina, I don't think you did do the right thing. And once again, this is for everybody else out there. You know, renting the vehicle and adding someone else on, and then they're really the ones driving it. I am so glad you got a big heart and you were helping this guy out. And I know you did not know he was going to allow some homeless guy to start using the truck as well. But I hope in the future you never even consider anything like this again.
Heck no.
How much does U-Haul want? $14,000?
14. I already paid $173.
173?
57, and that's just for the rental for the 4 days.
Yeah.
They charged me $14,641.50 extra.
Did you pay that?
Well, they took it out of my credit card. They charged my credit card without asking me.
Oh my God! You agreed to that. You agreed to it.
Authorized it.
Yeah, you agreed to it.
When you signed the rental, you agreed to that.
Yeah, so what happened? And then did you actually call your credit card company up and dispute it?
Yes, and they won't let me. They said it's a tort claim.
It is.
Stating that they can't do anything.
Yeah, they can't. They signed the contract. Wow, you're in worse shape than I thought.
Yeah, well, they charged me wrong drop-off of $1,200.
Medina, I mean, let's just kind of look at the big picture overall, though. I don't quite understand why it was only $14,000. Was it an older vehicle? Did the homeless guy wreck it and that's what it costs to repair? How did they come up with the $14,000?
I have the list here.
In general terms, did they ever recover the vehicle?
Yeah, they did.
And it had $14,000 in damage, basically.
No, I wish it was just damages. My insurance would have taken care of it. My insurance, after my $1,000 deductible, they only paid me $1,500.
What did they cover on it?
Just the damages, which was barely any damage.
So what was the rest of the money? Just time of use? They couldn't rent it out, so they charged you basically the whole time it was gone?
That too, but it says missing and damage fee of $2,500.
Okay.
Towing fee $1,800. Cleaning fee $1,200. Wrong drop off $1,200. $7,700 just in miles.
Yeah.
And I guess they recovered it. They said in South Dakota. They hauled it all the way to North Dakota.
Yeah, that's the wrong drop off. I hate to say this. I don't
and
see.
I didn't feel it.
Okay. If you wanted to try to go after some of it, like $7,500 of it, okay? If you wanted to try that, in Colorado at least, that would be a small claims. But here's what I'm afraid of. You agreed to every bit of this, every single bit of this. When you swiped that credit card, you agreed that they could charge that credit card, which you already learned through your own credit card company. I'm more curious on this. Do you have the money? I mean, what is this going to financially do to you?
No, I'm a disabled single mom. I'm not even working. I'm trying to get on disability
So
at the moment.
let's talk about your particular circumstance. We know you have credit card debt of at least $14,000 right now, right?
Yeah.
What other debt do you have?
Well, I have,
You can ballpark. Do you owe on a car?
no, I got my house paid off and my car paid off.
Okay, so
I just
how
have a
much?
credit card.
How much is your house worth?
Over 2.
So over 200,000.
Yeah.
And do you have any access to that kind of equity? Or I'm sorry, you have it paid off. Do you have like a HELOC or any line of credit on it, or no?
I have no idea.
And where do you live? Do you live in Colorado?
No, in Billings, Montana.
Hey, Doc, do me a favor. Look up Billings, Montana, bankruptcy home loans. Just look it up just like that. I'm just not familiar with there. What else do you actually own? How much is that car worth?
Probably 7.
So the car's worth 7.
Maybe.
And what else do you have? How much money in the bank?
I don't have anything.
Okay, so you basically get what each month? Social Security or what?
I get nothing.
How do you eat? Help me.
I'm just using my credit card.
Okay, so you're using the credit card. So, interestingly enough, if you were in Colorado and you filed a bankruptcy, you wouldn't lose the house. I mean, unless there's some kind of fraud or something else. And I'm hoping it's the same way in Montana. And you would keep your car. I would be able to argue, or most people would be able to argue the vehicle. If you're saying it at $7,000, it's probably going to be under the exemption. You could argue it's under 5. Certain things you couldn't get rid of. I don't know if you own any guns, do you?
No.
Any jewelry, antiques?
No.
Any paintings, artwork?
No.
Okay, I'm just mentioning some stuff that you would have to give up for other people listening. So, honestly, Doc, did you find anything on that?
What did you want me to look up? Billings, Montana?
Yeah, Billings, or no, not just Billings, Montana bankruptcy exemptions. Okay. I'm looking for the car exemption number and the home exemption number. So, listen, what it's actually looking like, Medina, is not the most horrible thing, because you appear to be non-collectible. If you were in Colorado, you're non-collectible. You would simply go bankrupt right now. You would file a Chapter 7 in federal court. You would hire somebody for maybe $1,000 or whatever it is, and you would owe nothing anymore. The credit card debt would go away. Your house would be exempted, so they couldn't touch it. If you do have some kind of qualified plans, like an IRA or Social Security or something, they wouldn't be able to touch that going forward. I mean, really, you're not in a bad place, considering you're uncollectible and considering you have no way of paying anything right now.
And I got the exemptions, Mark.
What are they? What's a home exemption?
Okay. Home exemption is up to $250,000.
Bam. Emily, they can't touch your house.
Automobile is $2,500.
You might have an argument.
And personal property is $4,500.
Yeah, so listen, you are basically uncollectible. I mean, there's good and bad to it. In your circumstance right now, it's actually good, because you do owe that money. And you're not going to hire an attorney and fight it, not simply because an attorney would cost you a fortune to do, because I personally don't think you'd win it. And that's not legal advice, but these calls like this for over 30 years I've heard, and honest to God, listen to this. You agreed to all that when you rented the vehicle, and some homeless guy stole it, that one of your drivers allowed to use it. But Medina, do you understand what I'm saying? They have nothing to get from you.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem is my credit score is over 800, and I've been doing so good. And that'll ruin it all, won't it?
Well, Medina, I guess I'm a little bit of at a loss then. And here's what I mean by that. You said you're trying to get on Medicare, didn't you? Or Medicaid?
No, disability.
On Social Security disability?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you pay your credit card bills a month ago?
So I sell things locally, like I'll buy stuff at thrift stores and then I just sell them, and that's how I've been.
Kind of like flea market stuff.
Yeah, like getting gas and food
and that's how you've been doing it. But long term, what were you expecting? In other words, if this, okay, let's get real here, because I want to make you feel better if I can. Let's get super real. If this did not happen, if this homeless guy didn't steal it, where would you be right now? What's the difference in your credit score? In other words, your income wasn't going to change.
No, but I wouldn't have that 14,000 on there, right?
But you have no ability to pay the 14,000 back. I guess what your argument is, you could still charge some stuff to your credit card and make a little bit of money to pay it off each month.
Yeah.
But how long do you think, but Medina, please, how long do you think that would have lasted?
I don't know.
What's your ultimate goal? And forget about this 14,000. Listen, it's gone. I want to really tell you my advice to you on this. I would get and talk to a bankruptcy attorney, and I would do it before you pay another nickel to anybody. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You talk to a bankruptcy attorney. If you have another credit card, you don't pay that off, then call him. If you have anything, talk to the attorney and a bankruptcy attorney and find one that is relatively cheap. To me, you sound like what we call a no asset Chapter 7. You should be able to find somebody in Montana for somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500. But talk to a few of them. But you have to tell them the circumstances where you're at. You're not going to do anything about that debt besides get rid of it through bankruptcy or pay it off. And if they say, hey, go ahead and just pay $100 a month, don't do it. Talk to that attorney first.
Okay.
Now, side note, I want you to feel better. What is your long-term plan?
I don't have one.
Well, if you got on Social Security disability, I assume you might sell the house after the bankruptcy. You have $200,000 there. You would have your Social Security disability coming in if that $200,000 didn't take some of that away. I mean, would you move into an apartment? What do you want to do?
No, I would stay in the house because it's paid off.
Yeah, you would just stay in the house and figure out how to pay for the insurance, if you have insurance, and figure out how to pay for the taxes.
Yeah.
Hey, Medina, are you working with an attorney to get you the disability?
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, I really want you to call the bankruptcy attorney. The other thing you might think about, how old are you?
51.
Reverse mortgage, never going to happen.
No, I was going to say, ask that attorney to get a referral.
Listen, well, I just said, listen, Medina, honest to God, you got to find, just because of your money, they're going to want cash up front. You're not going to hire a $5,000 bankruptcy attorney. You don't need it. You need to find someone that can file it. You have nothing to go after. Everything you own is basically under exemption. I think everything. Someone could argue that car with no problem. It's so close. But I just really... I'm trying to think more long term. I want you to forget about this. This is done. But it is so important you get that bankruptcy filed. If they go out and get a judgment and come after you, the credit card company, for that $14,000, and that stuff can happen pretty quick. You want to get that bankruptcy to where it just all goes away right now, but talk to an attorney there. And then when you come out of the bankruptcy, I'm going to tell you something. If you have a credit score of over 800 now, it's going to nail you with like 200 points. But in another 2 or 3 years, you're going to be able to get a credit card. If you've been paying these guys forever, your credit's going to go to hell. If you come up with $100 a month, you're going to be paying them forever, and your credit's going to be worse than if you filed bankruptcy now and waited a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
It's just going to be horrible. Please talk to a bankruptcy attorney. If you were here in Colorado, I'd get one of ours on. but it is imperative. I swear to God, Medina, if you get anything out of this call, I want you to take two things. One, you have to call a bankruptcy attorney and discuss the situation. They can't touch that money in your house if you go bankrupt, okay? Tell them exactly what happened and how much you owe to each credit card company and to anybody else you owe. And number two, there's nothing you're going to do, in my opinion, on that $14,000 that you got charged. That's how those companies work. You had a homeless guy that was driving. Oh, I don't even want to get into it again. I'm beating a dead horse. I swear to God, Medina, please follow up after you talk. Hold on. I want her to follow up, okay. Kelly. Get her number. I want her to follow up in the next couple days or next week with what the bankruptcy attorney said. And if she wants more advice on that, I'll get one of ours on. Go ahead, Doc.
I was going to ask if this is a bread and butter filing, could the attorney that she's working with on the disability just file it for her?
It might be. The only reason I'd say it might be worth asking is Social Security disability is actually in federal court as well as bankruptcy. So it's possible if the guy's ever done it before, but I don't know. If he's never done it before, I wouldn't even think about it.
It certainly can't hurt to ask.
No, it can't hurt to ask at all. All right, 303 Martino, one line open.
He was going to charge.
Say that again, Doc.
He may, if it's something like a bread and butter, I'll file, 3 pages and I know how to do it.
My guess is though, if he hasn't done them before, he would still charge her $1,000 to $1,500 compared to someone that's done them a lot. I've actually seen, not around here, but like in New Orleans, and I think Montana's pretty cheap on this shit. I have seen signs, full chapter 7, $500. When there's nothing there, it's
right.
Nothing. Sheridan Auto Tech, Uncle Kevin, listen, if you want someone you can take your car to for maintenance, I mean oil changes, cooling system, flushes, transmission services, air condition services, you get the idea, maintenance, tire rotations, alignments. They're great. They're absolutely great. But on top of that, if you have a problem, maybe an electrical problem, a check engine light on, maybe your brake started making noise, maybe your transmission isn't going into reverse anymore, or your engine started making noises, or you have to jump start it all the time. All of these things and all the stuff I'm forgetting, Sheridan Auto Tech does. And they do it cheaper than dealerships, cheaper than the competition, and their warranty is fantastic. Nationwide, listen to this, nationwide, 3-year, 36,000 miles on everything they touch. Uncle Kevin's a man. He's in studio with us almost every Friday. We have barbecue contests, himself and I. He's worked on my stuff. He's been working on listeners and callers' vehicles for 15 years, maybe even longer. SheridanAutotech.com. You're going to love these guys. SheridanAutotech.com. If that lady doesn't call a bankruptcy attorney, I think she will. I'm convinced she will.
She has to.
The worst thing is if she pays anybody a nickel right now. I was thinking even maybe a reverse mortgage. That would give her access to maybe $70,000, but
how old do you have to be?
I want to say you got to be like 59 and a half, or it's not 51 by any stretch.
Is she 51 or 61?
51.
Okay.
Reverse mortgage. It changes. I think it's 59 and a half, but I'm looking it up. Reverse mortgage. 62 years old.
Okay, well, she's...
But your spouse can be younger. So that's a nothing. I mean, she just... Can you... Okay. Can you imagine in a million years signing on a rental car for a guy that's got almost no money?
There he is. You got me?
Hey, John.
Hey.
What the hell are you up to?
Causing trouble.
How'd you come on? Why are you on? What's your problem? What's going on here?
Well, I'm trying to get this stupid computer to work so I can possibly co-host tomorrow as well. So I was just test driving a deal, and I just set back up the old Focusrite board on the office computer. So technical difficulties being remediated in advance of the time that I need them.
I heard all about
Are
it.
you doing the co-hosting tomorrow?
I think yes.
Oh, so Mark and Tom won't be available?
I don't know
I
yet.
think Tom is going to be available, but
I think we don't know yet.
Well, I'll be around.
I'm doing everything I can do
if I was
to go with my dog tomorrow up to Fort Collins.
If I was going to be hosting, I would come into the studio.
Yeah.
But so far, the request is to appear remotely, which opens up home or now my office. So I was just making sure it was up and running and working correctly, so I didn't have a repeat.
So understand, John. I want to tell you something, and you got to know this. You go out, you have a boat. You're in Florida. You pop up a Starlink on top of the boat. Takes 5 seconds. You can do the show in the middle of the ocean while you're fishing.
I agree. All I really need is a company-sponsored Comrest NT or NX unit.
That's not happening.
Then I'll be good to go.
That's no. Sorry, that's not happening. You are a loose light kind of guy.
I'm now a double subscriber Lucy Light kind of guy.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's what happened. You tried to load it up on another PC.
I've been using it for years on multiple units, but never at the same time, and which my license should allow. But and I don't know what happened yesterday, but I fired it up and it had lost all the IP addresses and had lost my credentials. And so I went quickly and re-bought another license to get on the show yesterday. And thankfully, when I put in the new activation key, all the IP addresses were saved and they popped back up.
What do they get nowadays? $30?
It's like $25, $30.
Yeah.
$24, and then it's international, so it converts to like 29 or something.
I argue with Tom so much. Now that he's not on right now, Dragon, but don't you think he's crazy that the full-blown Lucy, it's all software codecs compared to an NX, is insane. He's got like a 2-second delay.
Yeah.
I can't convince him any other way.
Comrex has a 2-second delay?
No, when I'm on my NX and Starlink, I don't even have a quarter of a second delay. It's instantaneous.
But there's a 2-second on me coming on Lucy?
What's his delay, would you guess right now? Turn up the monitor. You'll hear your own monitor coming back.
About a second and a half, maybe. Because
wow.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
But you and I talk very well because I'm used to how you speak.
All right, 10 seconds.
30 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255. John Fuller dropped by. Is he still up, Dragon? Hey, John.
I just hung up.
I was going to tell him, feel free to hang out for a little bit. No big deal either way. He's going to be co-hosting, maybe even hosting tomorrow. We're going to figure that out. Homeowners insurance issue. I left off with Medina. So we're done. Make sure we have her information, Kelly. I want to follow up with her. But get her information. I really do. I want someone to follow up if she doesn't in a week to make sure she talked to an attorney. I don't want to go all the way through that again. Now, who's been holding the longest? That would be Emily. Hey, Emily, what is going on with you?
Yeah, hi. I'm calling about my Honda Fit. I was sitting at a stoplight and I was rear-ended by a Steven and Sons flower truck.
Oh, wow.
They and their insurance accepted liability for the damage.
When did it happen, Emily?
It actually happened in January.
And did you have any injuries?
I had some mild whiplash and the like, but no significant injury.
Well, did it end up with any medical bills?
No.
So you didn't go to
anything.
I really want you to think about this question. So you did not go to the emergency room. There was no ambulance involved, and you didn't even go to your primary care provider with any problems from the injuries or from the accident.
Well, I actually should say that there are no remaining medical bills. There are no outstanding medical bills at this time.
Is that because your own insurance company paid for them?
Yes.
Your health
And
insurance. Okay, I'm doing this for a reason. Now continue with your story.
Well, we finally got the car into a shop to get it repaired. There were some stuff in the dash that was knocked loose that needed to be repaired. And Fisher Honda in Boulder has an auto body shop too. And so I spoke with the insurance, Hartford Insurance, and we all agreed to take it to Fisher Honda to have them do all the repairs. They've done a percentage of the repairs. Where the process is stuck is that every auto body shop that I had look at the car agreed that the back end of the car would need to be blended into the paint on the back end of the car, would need to be blended into the rest of the car. So that way there's not a line between new paint and older paint. Fisher Honda agreed, yes, we will blend in the paint with the nearby panels so that way there's not a line between the new paint and the older paint.
How old is your car, Emily?
They haven't made them for a while, I don't think.
It's low mileage 2011.
Yeah, okay. But I get it. So the paint's faded a little bit, and I mean, really, they don't have to like repaint your entire car. But I get it. They agreed to do it. So what happened?
They didn't do it, and in fact, there were drips on the bumper.
So I mean, are you just saying, let's just get to it? The paint job sucks.
Oh, it's a bad paint job.
So
and they did not blend it with any of the rest of the car.
So what do they say when you go, hey, this paint job sucks?
They say that they are going to remedy the hardened drips on the back bumper, but now they're claiming that the insurance company is only going to pay for it to be blended into the spoilers. Now, there's no blending into the spoilers or any other part of the car at all. There's a line between the old paint on the bumper or the new paint on the bumper.
Hey, I want to see
on the rest of
Emily,
the car.
do you have pictures of this that I could see like in the next few minutes?
I do.
And I mean, is it real evident this job sucks?
In a day like today, on a cloudy day, it's a little bit harder to see, but on a day like today, you can see the difference in paint from across a large parking lot.
Okay, I want to see the pictures. Do you have them with you right now? Or are you going to take them?
Yes, and in fact, they said that they worked on removing the hardened drips of paint today, so I was going to go drive it over and talk to them today, but I'm getting the story from the insurance and Fisher Honda that it's not industry standard to blend it in with the rest of the panels around it.
And really, it's not. You know what? I've got a couple things I want to do on this one. This is going to sound crazy. I just thought of something. How much ultimately did that insurance company pay out? Do you know?
I know it's about $3,000. The car's worth probably about $8,000 or $9,000.
If I could get you, let me just ask you this. If I could get you $1,000, if I gave you $1,000, would this be an issue anymore?
I don't think so.
Okay, hold on. I want to do this. Hold on. Hold on. Justin Petty. I want Justin Petty on. Let me take this break. I got an option for her she's going to like. We'll talk about industry standards, and I think she's up against a really hard fight there, but we're going to find out. And we're going to talk about something that she's not thinking of. And it's something that the insurance company, what'd she say, the Hartford? Whoever it was, I'm sure they thought about it, but they're not going to remind her of it. They're not going to tell her of it. Hold on.
Can't she sue Stevenson's son directly?
Yeah, I don't think she needs to do any of that.
Well,
Kelly in there? Justin Petty.
If she has it repainted and sues them for the bill, wouldn't that be a solution?
No, because they don't have to repaint her old car when they just hit the back of it. It doesn't work that way.
No, to blend it I'm talking about.
Yeah, but they are blending it, but they only blend it to the next quarter panel.
Yeah, but it's also...
Say it again? All right, see if we can get Petty on, though. I really want Petty.
It's a 13-year-old car.
Yeah, I know. Do you even know what I'm going to?
No, what?
Yeah, you'll say. Hold on.
Totaling it?
No.
Hey, Justin, it's Kelly over at Martino. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking.
I want petty before I go to, I want Fuller up on access, but I really want petty. All right, let me tell you about Genesis Total Exteriors. In fact, Mark Szymanski is helping us out with a call this morning. He's been on a referral list, Genesis and the owner, Mark, for, I want to say 15 years. In fact, he teamed up with one of our public adjusters, Paragon, and these guys are just knocking down insurance companies that don't want to pay out. They're doing great. They're just doing great stuff. But right now, decks, it's time, man. If you want that estimate on either a deck repair or getting a new deck or a gazebo or anything outside, call Genesis. If you want the house painted, if you want it power washed and painted and looking brand new, call Mark Szymanski. You want to get stucco done, siding done, call Mark Szymanski. Call Genesis. They're great people. We have used them personally for lots of different things. In fact, we're using them again next week or the week after at our house for a bunch of projects. So here's what I want you to do. Check out GenesisTotalExteriors.com and get that estimate on whatever you need for the outside of your house. Roofs, decks, fences. Man, I'm thinking of all this stuff. You get the idea. GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Zachary, that's such a mom thing.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to go to Justin Petty first. I brought you back for a totally different reason. But it's a question that I have more than anything when it comes to what Emily is going through right now. But I'm going to Justin Petty first because ultimately I'm going to be able to solve her problem she has now. But she said something to me you must hear all the time, and I want your opinion on it. Basically what she said is she got rear-ended, she got hurt. I said, were there injuries? She goes, yeah, I had some whiplash for a while. I said, did you go to the emergency room? She said no, but then I did go to my primary care, and I did have some problems, and basically my health insurance, paid for that, so I didn't have to come out of pocket, so I never thought of the attorney route. So, that must happen all the time, right?
Yep.
And to me, it's crazy not to call the attorney, right?
Well, I don't know, Mark. The bottom line is that, I think some people are just programmed in their mind to think that whatever happens to me, it's just my responsibility and I'll take care of it. And
yeah.
If it means I have to come out of pocket with stuff, I come out of pocket with stuff. If I don't, I don't. If the health insurance company pays some of it,
John, I guess what I'm saying is if she had to go to her primary care and I don't know if she went to it, I didn't even dig into it, but if she had to do all this and she missed work and the whole thing's just a freaking nightmare for her, it's like, why even deal with this when you can call an attorney and they're just going to get it handled and get you more money no matter what?
Yeah, that's what we do.
And how many primary cares are going to send her to like a really good chiropractor or someone that's actually going to fix her, like literally fix her?
All you got to do is go. Your life.
It's when you can call an attorney and they're just going to get it handled. Hold on, I heard we're live. We're not live.
No. Just talking to Zach.
God, man.
I blame Kelly. It's Kelly's fault.
It always is. Here's the deal. I'm not going to create a case out of nothing. You've got to have injuries, and you got to need treatment for me to be able to do what I do.
Of course.
If you're not hurt, you're not hurt.
Of course.
I can tell you this. If you're going to the doctor and you're paying co-pays and deductibles
yes.
and you're filing stuff on your health insurance, by all this right and holy, your health insurance deserves they deserve to get repaid. Because
that's right.
They didn't cause what's wrong with you. It wasn't the product of natural sickness. And you're just not doing things.
Yeah, we're going to go into that when we're back on air. That's exactly what I'm saying, let alone if you missed work or anything else.
I get you.
But I'm doing this other thing with Justin real quick. Then I'm going to bring up that question to you, John.
Okay.
It's the first one. Yeah.
We are hammered today, bro. We're just full lines all day.
Like Kelly?
Oh, that's awesome.
Good. That's what we want.
Yeah, of course. It's just...
I'm there.
What's that, Johnny?
I said save them for when I'm there.
Anything that anything, I'll have most of these hung over, and Kelly will have them on first thing. We got to bring our dog up to CSU tomorrow.
What are you doing at CSU? That normally means bad things.
CAT scan.
For what?
Hopefully not an MRI. Our German Shepherd is like, I don't know what it is, man. His left or front or right front, I forget, shoulder, if he runs for a while, he limps on it. And then it'll go away, but then if he does anything strenuous, it comes back, then it goes away. We've made him rest for, a week. And everything looks great. Then something strenuous, and it comes back. Normal vet said muscular. And, of course, muscular and, MRI will show what it is, or CAT scan.
Well, good luck with that.
All right, 10 seconds here, guys.
Okay.
1-800-973-3091.
Need a new roof? Call Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400.
Hey, folks, if you listen to this show, not only do we help people, we've recouped over $300 million. I mean, think about that. But, the education value of it is insane, just for people listening. So I want to go to one of my experts, Justin Petty, and where this is coming up, and Justin's listening right now. And I also have John Fuller, another expert on referralist.com. Of course, you've heard him do the show here. But I'm going to ask him something about this same call after I talk to Justin on a different aspect. But Emily said something, and here's a quick recap. She got hit in her Honda Fit. It's a pretty small little Honda, and got rear-ended by Stevens and Son painters or landscapers or something. None of that's relevant. And she basically is having problems getting her car fixed how she wants. They took all liability. They basically said it's our fault. And Justin, I got a couple questions for you. One, let's talk about property damage. When someone rear ends a car made in 2011, we're talking about a 2011 Honda Fit, and it's got $3,500 worth of damage. So they basically fixed whatever was done to the rear end, and they painted it. She's not happy that it didn't blend perfectly into the rest of the car. So let me ask you this, first of all. If someone rear ends me and I have got a 14-year-old car, am I entitled to a completely new paint job all the way around, or is it just that quarter panel, or what typically is the insurance company going to pay for?
Well, normally, if you can prove that the paint doesn't match, if it's an older vehicle, they're going to offer an appearance allowance instead of a full repaint, because you probably can't match it. The original paint is probably not the exact same tint that it would have been to begin with, and it would take some real good custom paint mixing to get it to look exactly right. So normally an appearance allowance is what would resolve that issue. Just some money to compensate for the fact that it doesn't match.
So, but when you say an appearance allowance, I want to understand this. Would that be whatever amount of money that it would take for a really good painter to create that exact color of what's on there? So in other words, your paint would match, or are they simply going to give you a few extra bucks because it's not perfect?
Yeah, the second option. There's no science to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Now, this is a more curious question that comes up all the time. She got hit by this company, and let me bring her back up really quick. Let me lock you in. Hey, Emily, you said the body, they so far have paid. She already picked her car up. She wasn't happy with it, Justin, and wants some of the paint work we're done talking about. But the whole thing was $3,500, right, Emily? That's about what they paid out?
About around that range.
Yeah, that's fine. And she's valuing her car at $8,000. And I started thinking, even though that car's 13 or 14 years old, Justin, you have taught me something over the years. I really don't care how old it is, for the most part. Diminished value will always come in. Emily, did anybody give you a check for diminished value?
No, and in fact, this year Honda still has the car.
Yep.
They would redo part of the drip paint on the bumper.
Yep.
So I'm headed over.
No, I know you're going over there, but you've never even heard the term diminished value, have you?
No, but I started to see that appear on Google when I'm Googling about it this morning.
So hold on. Let's let Justin, I get it. I just wanted to know if the insurance company or anybody brought it up to you. But Justin, even on a car that old, wouldn't you say, in general, if it had $3,500 in repairs and the vehicle truly was worth $8,000, they basically wrecked a third of that car, that there would be diminished value?
Oh, certainly, yeah.
And what do you think the percentage of the value of that vehicle was diminished? 20%?
Probably not that much on that year, and also, we want to make sure that it didn't already have an accident history of some kind. But considering that it wouldn't have an accident history before this, probably more in the range of 12 to 15%.
So that would be another $1,500 on the high side.
Right.
Now, since that insurance company, she might have walked in there. But Justin, since that insurance company did not offer her that, what does she do at this point to get that diminished value? Because they never cough it up, do they?
Not easily. Yeah, you have to demand it and document, that it is the amount, I should say. Document the amount that you're asking for. Yeah.
So here's what I'm saying. They never gave the first thing we were talking about. Is that her? All right. So listen, Emily, they never gave you any value of, what did you call that, for the paint? I forgot what you called it. Justin?
Me?
Yeah.
The appearance allowance?
Yeah, they didn't give you the appearance. So listen, Emily, they didn't give you the appearance allowance, nor did they paint it right, and you're not happy. Hopefully they get the drips and stuff fixed. That's a different issue. Nor did they give you anything for the diminished value. Here's what I want you to do. I don't know how well this is going to align, but I would guess if this was Justin dealing with this, you would be looking at anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 more, and some of that cash in your pocket, the diminished value, because your vehicle simply is not worth how much it is now prior to the accident. So here's the deal. I'm going to give you his phone number and website. I want you to call him and talk to him about diminished value and how to get it and how much he thinks it is. He'll ask you some basic questions about the vehicle, all right?
Will do, absolutely. Thank you.
And I want you to check back in with us. Don't you forget to call back in and say, hey, job well done, okay?
I absolutely will. I'll be excited to place that call.
Yes, I love that, Emily. Okay, Justin Petty, Diminished-Value-Expert.com. Diminished-Value-Expert.com. His phone number is 214-227-2154. I've got to take this quick break, but actually, hey, Justin, I appreciate that, man. Anybody out there, this guy's absolutely wonderful. He helps a lot of our callers out for free. Hey, real quick, John Fuller, listen. One of the things she said, and it kind of grabbed my ear at the beginning, and we've got to do this real quick, but this drives me crazy. I asked, just because she got rear-ended and the vehicle has been in the shop for a while, I said, do you have injuries? She goes, she kind of hesitated. She was like, yeah. And I was like, well, ambulance, hospital, what happened? She goes, no, but, I guess you call it whiplash. I had to go to my primary care a few times, and, I hurt for a little bit. But she never called an attorney. But she literally has bills. She probably had a copay. She probably had some lost time at work. I mean, when do you call an attorney? And, John, I got to try to keep you at under a minute. You know the deal.
Everything I know in 1 minute or less. Here's the thing. Just like Justin said, the insurance companies are never just going to volunteer to pay you what they're lawfully required and are lawfully responsible for. And in Colorado, the at-fault party is responsible for all of those damages. So when you go to the doctor, you pay those copays, you use your health insurance, all of those avenues are really supposed to be repaid out of the proceeds of the settlement. You have to go out and advocate for yourself to successfully pull that off, or you need to call somebody like myself. If you don't do it, they're not going to remind you, and you just kind of gave up on the entire opportunity to be taken care of and to be, to be made whole.
It is a total side note, not like I'm fighting for healthcare insurance companies, but honestly, how insurance works, if you're hurt in an accident and they have insurance, ultimately those people are supposed to be paying, not you paying a deductible, not your insurance, your health insurance company paying for it. The other people are the ones that are supposed to pay for it. I mean, right, John? Is that not how it works?
That's absolutely the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, so everybody kind of gets ripped off when it's not done the right way. Listen, John Fuller will take any call you have on personal injury. John, I appreciate it. 303-597-4500. He'll be with us tomorrow, too, as well.
Now,
minute. It's Fuller. Fire it off. Tell me that's not nuts. No. So tell her I'm going to do, we need to grab everybody's phone number except for, well, I don't have to do a spot, so I can just go offline. We're going to do everybody's spot, or I'm sorry, I'm going to go to the comment on Emily, and everybody else she needs to get a phone number from and get them up in the morning.
I want to hear what this scam is.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to have time. Tell Russ we'll do him first thing in the morning. He's called a couple times. I just haven't gotten to it. If it says possible scam, I can almost be certain it's a scam.
Well, of course.
Oh my God, this guy on YouTube said his basset hound had to be put down. The fireworks would freak him out so much he twisted his stomach. And they didn't think he'd make it through surgery. Oh my God, you always hear on the newscast they say you got dogs and stuff, don't have them out with the fireworks. But man, it's twisted stomach. Sherry says she got her dog acupuncture, and the dog's been doing good ever since. That's insane. Cosequin for dogs. I think I've seen that at Sam's Club and Costco now that I have. I think it's an orange label. It's by the food and treats or on the doggy aisle.
Mark, you going to be out Friday as well?
I don't think so, Doc.
Okay.
I might even be in tomorrow. I just don't know yet. Honestly, I could very well be here, and Suzanne will have to bring the dog down.
Well, I'll be here to help John.
Cool.
At least I keep the conversation going.
Yes, sir. Later, Gator. I said later, Gator. Can you believe that lady signed for that vehicle and then a homeless guy stole it? It's fucking crazy. Homeowner's question, possible scam, comment on Emily.
Keep going. Keep going. Come on. You got this. There you go.
Do I get a prize?
Nope.
What was that, 3 minutes?
8.
If I knew I was going for a record, I would have done it at a different tone. How long do you think you could hold your breath? A minute?
No.
That'd be tough. A minute's tough.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
When you're a kid, you can do a minute underwater.
Yeah. All right, 10 seconds, buddy.
Apartment by lawless, trendy Aragua gang activity testifies before a House subcommittee. We'll recap her D.C. visit with highlights and hopefully Cindy herself, flight permitting. Wednesday at 2 on 630 KHOW.
K&H Home Solutions, man. They have got a new line of windows made right here in Colorado. Right here in Colorado for people in Colorado, but K&H has been around since the 60s. Great people. They've got beautiful entry doors. They've got windows. They've got a new painting division, which is really exciting. If you want to get a bid right now on getting the inside of your house painted, a free estimate, they're doing great specials because they just kicked this off. They've got people that have been painting forever. They've got a great crew, but check them out at KNHwindows.com, KHwindows.com. Now, I'm going to go to a quick comment. I want to see what Russ has to say. No, I'm sorry. What Paul has to say on Emily's call. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Mark. First of all, I just caught the very, very tail end of Emily's call.
Sure, quick.
So I don't know what paperwork she signed. If the other party was 100% responsible, I think I heard that they hit her from behind.
Yep.
The insurance claim might be able to be reopened to add diminished value.
No, you're absolutely right. There is no doubt that they can still get diminished value at this point, Paul. Absolutely no doubt about it. Listen, 303 Martino works on and off the air. Help at troubleshooter.com. See you tomorrow.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the iHeartRadio app.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Dan Cicchini. For custom kitchens or cabinetry facing done right, go to drhi.com. Great cash incentives or a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments with approved credit. Call for details, 800-362-8370.
Hi, it's Mandy Connell. Join my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHOW every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
As we turn our attention to friends and family in cozy, warm homes, keep in mind Plumline Services with plum crazy deals on new Carrier furnaces or honest repairs and service. You'll love Plumline's mission of excellence, character, and ethics, and top quality brands like Carrier, serving Castle Rock to Fort Collins. Plumline and Carrier, turn to the experts. 25 years strong. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Servants at heart.
The word emergency. It means something unexpected has gone terribly wrong. Normal ways of doing things are not working. The fastest way to turn an emergency into a full disaster is to lose communications. Ham radio people understand emergencies. For over 70 years, they have provided free emergency communications for organizations. Ham radio, when normal ways of communications fail or get overloaded. The amateur radio